It's all here. Allstate, a proud sponsor of the Bowl Championship Series. The new singular, raising the bar. And AOL for broadband, proud sponsor of our 1st and 10. Which is what A&M will have here at Kyle Field at their own 46-yard line. So great field position, a 7-0 lead. Their opening drive, 76-yard march engineered by number 1, who trots out of the shadows over there. And he'll have his troops ready to go near midfield.
And no question that Big Mo is on the side of the Aggies.
No doubt about that. First down in the shadows for Texas A&M. End around coming. Might be a pass, too. He was a quarterback in high school. Carter trying to get away and only got about 2 yards.
Yeah.
They had the end around pass lined up, but good coverage.
Oh, yeah. Brent Venables, Bo Pelini, the defensive staff of Oklahoma knows that these guys can throw the football, and well prepared were they for this one. Little sweep, toss it back. Now the high school quarterback looking deep. There's white shirts covering all the receivers, and he just tries to get something out of it.
Got a couple. Brent Venables, associate head coach, defensive coordinator.
There'll be more of those.
There'll be more of those before the day's done. 2nd down and 8. McNeil fires. Oh, what a catch. No, it's up in the air and almost intercepted. Thought he was going to hold on. That would have been a dandy.
Oh, that would have been a great throw and catch.
But Tydrick Riley got his hands on it.
Bob and Brad, I was standing right behind it. I was wondering where Reggie was throwing this football.
Yeah.
I didn't even see an opening between the receiver and the defensive back.
He threw it the only place he could have thrown it, Swanee. And this guy, if you think that Reggie McNeil is just a running quarterback or a running and can't throw,
forget it.
Yeah, you need to watch this kid play.
He's really become more polished as a passer. They'll probably pass it here too on 3rd and 8. They're going to bring the heat from the right corner. It flushes him from the pocket. On the run, complete at the 40. Jason Carter. Carter all the way down to the 34-yard line.
See, that's the thing that we were talking about Reggie McNeil. You can do everything defensively right, and he can make a play, buy some time, watch the slot receiver, the man right in the middle. Now he's covered. He's covered. Let me go somewhere else. McNeil scrambles, buys time. These defensive backs think they have him covered. They just can't cover him long enough.
3 times on 3rd and long, McNeil's made plays. Twice in the touchdown drive, and now on that 3rd and 8. Now back to the ground is Lewis. Lewis on the run inside the 20. Still on his feet down the sideline. Dante Nicholson saved a touchdown. A 25-yard romp by number 25.
He runs right by some blitzers on that side. Ingram and Alexander, both outside linebackers, just ran right by both of them.
1st and goal, Texas A&M. Aggies back at the Oklahoma 9-yard line, already leading by a touchdown. McNeil, inside handoff to Carter. Tries to cut it outside. Lost the ball. Fumble.
Looks like an Aggie got on that, or maybe 2 Aggies.
The officials have given us no indication. Now they have.
Officials are saying get up, and nobody's getting up. They're all down there fighting for it.
Terrence Murphy comes up with the ball.
You saw that 3 Aggies were all around the ball.
Going to bring up a 2nd down and goal. Bob Stoops is hot. You're going to see it come out at the end of the run. Burdine from behind with the strip. And then it's a free-for-all right there at the 5-yard line.
The Aggies have only lost 4 giveaways all year long in 8 games. They're the best in the nation, not only in giving it away, but also interceptions. They only have 1 interception.
Here's a big full house backfield that'll shift to a T more than likely before the snap. 2nd down and goal. The middleman, Joseph, the fullback. And he's down to about the 1. Ingram, the linebacker, made the stop. It's 3rd and goal.
And Joseph is the big back in there. He's the 250-pounder aside the two running backs.
Reggie McNeil looks to the sideline on a 3rd down and goal. This might be 2-down territory. You never know, depending on what that man is thinking. When you've got the #2 team in the country down 7-0, you'd sure like to make it 14. 3rd and goal. Jumping in the neutral zone was Lawrence Dampier, and that's going to move it half the distance to the goal. Steve Usachek's the referee, and here's the call.
Dead ball. Offside. Defense. Half the distance to the goal. Still 3rd down.
3rd down, but now it's a lot closer. That 1 yard's big.
Brad, not anticipating a pass in this play, but to answer your question earlier of whether or not that sun is a problem. If you are the right side receiver looking back at the quarterback and the ball is lobbed in the air as it passes closest to you, it will be a problem.
All right, Smalley, thanks. 3rd and goal at the 1. Reggie McNeil wants to do it himself and does. He's done it through the air. Now he's done it with his legs. And the 12th man doing it with their lips. 13-0.
I was just enjoying watching all the crowd and the fans and all that other stuff.
You better. We can barely see over him up here.
That's true.
Ingram in for the point after. A 54-yard march in 7 plays. Took only 3 minutes. And all of a sudden, the #22 team in the country's got #2 on the ropes. A&M 14. Undefeated Oklahoma nothing. It's a party, Kyle Field, right now for the Aggies.
Bud Light.
Reggie McNeil interacting with his teammates. You can interact on Enhanced TV now at ESPN.com. 4 seems to be the number for Reggie McNeil when he plays Oklahoma. Threw 4 touchdown passes as a freshman. Last year, he was 4 for 13. Right now, he's 4 for 8 for 76 yards and a touchdown.
And that was his 8th rushing touchdown of the year. I think Oklahoma, the Sooners know they're in for a fight, and a fight all day long.
Boy, are they ever. You think these guys don't know it too?
There is no doubt that this is one of the toughest places in all of college football to play.
A one-hop, loose ball right now at the 1. Mark Bradley picks it up, trying to find an avenue and a blocker. Has to dive forward just to get to the 19-yard line. The comparison of quarterbacks, one a Heisman Trophy winner from a year ago, and one the junior Reggie McNeil. It's all Reggie right now. And you know Oklahoma won't stay this quiet for the entire ball game, but so far they've been stifled by the A&M defense. Really the biggest play of the ball game for Oklahoma was the opening snap. Adrian Peterson went 15 yards around left end. That's about it for him so far.
And not very good field position for the Sooners. They've started on their own 20, their 23, and this time on the 19. So the best field position has been for the Aggies.
The fullback in motion. He'll lead the way as Peterson tries to sweep the left side. Puts his head down, fights forward to about the 23. The one thing that the coaches, both on Oklahoma's side and the defensive coaches around the conference and around the country, will tell you, 28's not all flash. He's got great speed, but he's not afraid to put his shoulder down and mix it up with you on the short runs.
And he likes to run inside, especially from the I formation that runs inside. The other thing that he has going for him is that offensive line. It's a veteran offensive line. 171 starts up front in those 5 guys.
That's incredible. Here's Peterson up the middle. Aggies are waiting for him. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down. The 12th man is the advantage. Coach Francione talked with us about it.
we have very intelligent fans. They know when to yell. They know when to make it difficult on an opponent's offense. And they know when our offense is on the field to not be so loud that we can't call signals. So it's a great stadium. They're certainly worth some points in any game. They may not get it in the end zone, but they may keep that other team from getting it in the end zone.
Tell you what, they're yelling right now. White under a blitz, throws a dart, complete, first down, Mark Clayton.
That's a big play, a big first down for Oklahoma. Good throw by White and Clayton to keep this drive going.
Clayton's 41st catch of the year, and for the second year in a row, he's a semifinalist for the Biletnikoff Award as the nation's best receiver. There's his move to the inside.
If they would have had to punt that ball and give it back, you don't know what could have happened, but they need to keep this drive. They need to keep their defense, and they need to quiet this crowd by making some yardage and then getting some points.
White all day to throw. Lobbed it and incomplete. Travis Wilson was trying to sneak out of that pack, and he had open field, but Jason White overthrew him. And it'll be second down and 10. 2:35 remaining in the first quarter. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan, our ABC crew on an absolutely gorgeous day in College Station, Texas. You can't get much bluer a sky. 77 degrees at kickoff.
It's a great setting for a college game. You've got one of the best teams in the nation, the second ranked, against a team that has played very well against that team here in Kyle Field.
White trying to make his audibles heard to his lineman.
Yeah, you got single coverage down at the bottom.
Adrian Peterson off right tackle. I beg your pardon, it's Kewan Jones. Kewan Jones in there, got 4. Jafus Brown from the secondary made the stop.
Number 95, Mike Montgomery.
This defense for the Aggies, as I mentioned, they're not one of the top defenses in the country, about middle of the road. In fact, they're 98th against the pass. So you would think that the Sooners could get some business done throwing the football.
Swanee talked about that defensive line before the kickoff. They've done a heck of a job so far. They've got some hits on White. They put some pressure on him. They'll try to put some more on here on 3rd down and 6. White rolling to his left. It's going to be a tough throw, but he completes it. And it's going to be a first down in Aggie land. Mark Clayton again.
Nice play. Jason White doesn't make that play last year. His knees bothered him a lot this year. He can move around a little bit more, roll out a little bit. It's good to see him without braces.
Sure is.
Watch this receiver right here. He's just going to go down, break to the outside. While all this is going on, Jason is rolling out to his left. It's an easier throw if you get out there, and the defensive back doesn't know you're rolling out, so he doesn't know the angle the ball's coming from.
First down. They picked up 11 on the last play on 3rd and 6. Here on 1st and 10, the ball's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Johnny Jolly, having a jolly good time, is the guy that knocked it down. 14-0, Texas A&M here early. And if you're watching at home or watching in your favorite establishment and the shadows and sun are driving you crazy, join the party. They're driving us nuts too, but pretty soon the overhang here at Kyle Field will shadow most of it except the red zones, and you'll probably be able to see things a little more clearly. Only the second play that the Sooners have run in Aggie territory. Second down and 10. Peterson 8 yards deep in the eye. Here he comes off the right side. Nice open field tackle at the 35 by Jackson Appel. We talked to Jackson yesterday at the football facility. He was walking around. He said, we're going to give you a good one tomorrow, guys. And he always gives his best, that's for sure, in that secondary. He's a heck of a player. Came in with 51 tackles. Played through a lot of injuries last year. Had a plate in his arm, just kept playing. And here he makes a heck of an open field stop on one of the best in the business. 9th play of the drive and a huge 3rd and 1. Somebody went the wrong way. Now Peterson trying to go the right way. Got down to the 31-yard line, and that'll be a first down. Looked like some confusion in the backfield, Bob, unless it was misdirection all the way. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the key thing is they made the first down. The Chrising pass, passing playbook. Take a look at the 3 wide receivers on this side over here. Now watch, because the spreads all the defensive guys out. That allows the wide receiver to get some depth in the field. And right there, the defense has to spread out so the offense can find a seam.
Right now the Sooners are spread out as White's back to throw. Gonna go deep, got a man open, touchdown Oklahoma, Travis Wilson. Touchdown pass, number 21 on the year for Jason White. As I said, you don't keep the Sooners quiet for long. Travis Wilson having a big year for the Sooners. He was one of the guys that Bob Stoops sort of pointed out to us when we talked to him the other day. And for Travis, his 8th touchdown catch of the year. That leads the team. Trey DiCarlo to kick. The extra point is up and good. Well, we got a good ball game going on here in Big 12 land. An 81-yard drive in 10 plays.
A key drive for Oklahoma. That was a big-time drive. You're on the road in a tough place to play, and you take it down, and you score 7 points. That gets you right back in this ball game.
Wilson caught the touchdown, but remember, on the 2 third downs and long, it was White to Clayton, and that was the combo so many times a year ago.
Watch over here. The receiver's going to go down the middle, and you're going to see the free safety, Appel, fall down on the play. 19 is Appel. Right here, you see Appel falling and the ball coming to the receiver. Appel was looking inside to the receiver that was going across the field.
Travis Wilson, 8 touchdown catches on the year to cap the 81-yard march. And those third downs were big by that guy, Jason White.
Just a huge drive and a class drive. You get down 10 points, I mean, you get down 14 points, you come back in 10 plays and score, make some key first downs. That's huge.
And you notice it's the first time today you and I aren't yelling at each other. It quieted the crowd.
And we can see the field.
We can finally see over all the folks in front of us. DiCarlo to kick. Terrence Murphy and Jason Carter, 2 of the starting wideouts, back to receive. Line drive kick. Bounces, and Murphy grabs it at about the 6-yard line. Spun around, and down he goes before he can get to the 20. Only got to about the 18. Coming up Monday night, I want to talk about potent football. How about the offenses of the Minnesota Vikings and Dante Culpepper and Peyton Manning and the Colts? It's Monday Night Football, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, right here on ABC Sports. You want to watch 2 fun guys to watch play the quarterback position? Dante Culpepper just keeps rolling along for Minnesota.
2 of the best.
And then Peyton Manning. Boy, can he light it up as well as anybody in the business. That's Monday night at 9, right here on ABC.
And the Colts need a win. They've lost their last 2.
That's right. Here at Kyle Field, sold out. Almost 83,000 on a sun-drenched November day.
Let them spread out again. 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Defense has to spread thin.
McNeil to throw on first down. Fires complete. Carter's got it across the 20. Not that much of a gain, though. Only got about 4 yards as he turned, wheeled around, and ran into Eric Bassey, the cornerback. And the quarter is going to come to a close. Everybody can take a big, deep breath. They don't have to yell for the next 2 minutes. The Aggies, though, making some noise against the number 2 team in the country. They lead by a touchdown. And you're watching ABC Sports Championship Television. Reggie McNeil right now looking like a young Bob Greasy.
No.
Buying some time in the pocket, finding his receivers on third down.
Back in my old days when I was a scrambler, but I'm impressed with Reggie McNeil, and I'm impressed with Oklahoma that last drive.
Yeah.
When they were down to come back, they needed a score, and they got it.
An 81-yard march that got them right back in the ball game, but now we see another Aggie drive at the 21-yard line. Jason White squinting through the sun, 2nd down and 7. McNeil out of the shotgun. Reggie's going to throw quick, and he completes it to Lewis. He's got a first down the sideline. Looked like there was an Oklahoma defender that could have made a play, but kind of slipped in the middle there, and A&M picks up 13 more yards.
It's a nice pitch and catch. Donaldson and Poole, Nicholson and Poole talking to themselves right there, like, you know, who should have had that? Yeah, you know, it's they'll get it straight now. They're still talking about it.
So a first down. A&M at its own 34-yard line. Keith Joseph, the lone setback, the fullback behind McNeil. They fake it to him, and Reggie wants to go deep down the middle. Tipped and incomplete. Nice job defensively by Clint Ingram.
Yeah.
The linebacker got a hand on it. That might have been a big gainer.
They had exactly what they wanted, and that is a linebacker covering 30 yards downfield. Fake it to hold the linebacker. 44 right there is Ingram. That's who they're trying to beat. And he does a nice job. That ball was well thrown, just didn't get it out far enough.
That tells you something about the speed of Oklahoma, too, when you're talking about a linebacker getting that deep a drop.
Yeah, he's 6'2" and 240. He was about 35 yards downfield.
Nice defensive play by the Sooners. Now it's 2nd and 10. Handoff inside, and that one's going nowhere. Lewis dropped in his tracks. Dan Cody led the way from his defensive end spot. That's going to bring up a third down, and Reggie's thinking, I got him right where I want him. Third down and long. That's been perfect for him so far. That was on 3rd and 13, a 25-yard gainer. This one's on 3rd and 10 for 15 more. And then on 3rd and 8, he found Carter across the middle. So that's been his down and long distance today. Let's see if he can dial another one up. 3rd down and 11.
And these aren't easy. 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11. These aren't easy.
5 receivers out there in an empty backfield except Reggie. Blitz coming from the corner.
Look how they got the defense spread out.
He runs around the blitz and throws complete to the 46-yard line.
This guy will drive you nuts.
So on 3rd and 11, he gets 21 more.
Or if he's on your side, he's a dream.
Yes, he is.
I mean, they had pressure. Nobody had blocked. Somebody, a blitzer from the outside, and he just escapes, runs around, allows his guys to get open, and delivers the ball.
Ran outside that blitz and then threw a shot right there that Carter could handle before going out of bounds.
This whole offense is wrapped up and wrapped around and goes how Reggie McNeil goes.
Here he goes again. He wants it all. Going deep. He's got a man out there. Touchdown!
Touchdown, Texas A&M.
Chad Schroeder down the sideline. It's a 45-yard touchdown. Couldn't have been thrown any better.
Les Kenning, the offensive coordinator, throwing the ball straight down the field.
And the guy that caught the touchdown will hold for the extra point. Higram to try to make it 21-7 does. Wow. What a show Reggie McNeil is putting on, much like he did 2 years ago. Only now he's the wily veteran. He knows what he's doing, and he is getting it done so far today. To 6 different receivers today.
Yeah, here's the routes. This guy's going to go down the field. Schroeder down here is going to go down the side. The guy they've got in a quandary is the safety right there. That's Poole. No jam on any receiver. The receiver's running free. Now he throws to the deep guy wide open. This is a great throw and a great catch. Schroeder has 2 catches on the season, both for touchdowns.
That's a nice average to have.
Yeah. What a great throw. Is Reggie McNeil doing it all here in the first quarter and a little bit?
High short kick. Taken at the 15 by Wilson. And he goes down as he crossed the 25. Nice coverage down there by the Aggie special teams. So Reggie McNeil, 159 yards and 2 touchdowns. He scored the other one on a 1-yard scamper of his own. He is putting on some kind of show, and it's 21-7. The Aggies leading the #2 team in the country. There's his most recent target. As I mentioned, he's got 8 completions, 6 different receivers already utilized today.
Now, the plays come down from Les Kennan and go through Dennis Franchione. Dennis, we asked Dennis yesterday, said, what position did you play? He said, I was a pitcher, a point guard, and a quarterback.
Just like you were.
Yeah.
You guys always wanted the ball or you're going to go home.
That's right.
Yep.
You want to be in control. And he is.
At the 27. Let's see if the Sooners can answer as they did the last time. Just overshot Will Peoples. He was open. And Jason White a little bit off. Byron Jones was over there covering.
That's right. He was open. It hadn't been a good throw. But the coverage for the Aggies is a little bit better than it is defensively for the Sooners.
I would doubt, thinking back, that Oklahoma has ever trailed by 2 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, and the thing that does when you're behind is it takes a little bit away from that running game.
Yep.
You're not as easy to call that running play to Peterson.
Let's see if they run it here on 2nd and 10. They will. Peterson, they got a hand on him and they dropped him. It's a Pell. Second time in the open field. He stopped number 28.
Carl Torborst, the defensive coordinator yesterday, told us, we tell our guys we don't want to tackle him high. He's too big. Let's hit him low. Go for him low, get down from him. And that's exactly what Appel does. Now, sometimes that'll get you in trouble, but so far, they're making the plays.
And Bob, what was great, the defensive line didn't give him an angle where he could turn upfield and get those shoulders squared off to the line of scrimmage, which takes away a lot of his power.
3rd down and 16. White fires, incomplete. A flag is down. I think it's going to be on Eric Mays, the cornerback. That's the direction it was thrown.
Yeah, the receiver went down, and Mays was right there with him.
Peoples was the intended receiver, or would have been. The ball was nowhere near at the end of the play, but the officials will straighten it out. And it looks like it'll be a 1st down for Oklahoma. Let's wait and see.
Holding on a defense. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
We'll get another look at it. First penalty against A&M.
That's Mays, number 16, a redshirt freshman. Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And he should realize there is a side judge right up on the outside looking right at you.
He's a wrestling fan. He was just going for a takedown.
Yeah, he got it.
We'll let Jim Ross call a couple plays.
He got 2 points for that one.
1st down. So an automatic 1st down on a 3rd and 16. Peterson end around coming to Bradley. Bradley got a block. Looking for the corner. Gets it outside the 40. And out to about the 43. It'll be a 1st down run to pick up a 13. Mark Bradley really coming into his own with the Sooner team in the last couple of weeks. Last week against Oklahoma State, he had 4 catches for 128 yards and 3 touchdowns. Averaging almost 21 yards a catch. And boy, he was huge against the Cowboys last week. As White found him in the corner, he had one great play where he tipped it to himself and went 72 yards. And capped it off with a 3rd score to help them beat their cross-state rivals 38-35. Jason White, play action, wants it all. Going deep, got a man out there. Clayton made the catch. What an adjustment by Mark Clayton.
Yeah, he adjusted twice. If White gets that ball down the field far enough, he takes this in the middle, mid-stride, and goes into the end zone. He had to wait for the ball. Take a look. It's going to be a deep post. Now, White just has to throw the ball to the middle of the field, to the end zone.
Boy, he almost got face masked at the end of the play, too.
Doesn't get it out there far enough.
This is a swan-like catch. 44-yard pickup.
Oh, you're right. But Bradshaw would have had the ball out there.
At the 13, 1st down. Toss sweep. Adrian Peterson puts his head down, gets some tough yardage. Appel again in on the stop. Those two are getting pretty well acquainted in this ball game. 21-7 A&M. Trying to pull an upset for the second time in 3 years. I should say 2 years, really. In this battle last year, they were beaten in Norman 77-0, the worst defeat in their history. Now they're already 3 touchdowns better than that this year.
Yeah. I like what Franchoni said about that.
Peterson goes into the pile of maroon, flag down as he got to the 5, maybe the 4.
Dennis Franchoni, when we asked him about the 77-0 last year, he says that wasn't Oklahoma's fault. He says that was our fault. And it was 77-0 with going into the 4th quarter, and Bob Stoops just called off the troops. There was no hard feelings about that game whatsoever.
Only probably in the fans' mind.
That's
and maybe
true.
The media's.
Yeah.
3rd down in the yard. Biggest play of the game for both teams right here. Peterson in the eye will get the toss on 3rd and 1. Peterson, touchdown. The ball's loose in the end zone.
Loose, but he was in.
He was already in and it already landed. Adrian Peterson, his 9th touchdown on the ground this year. 21-13.
That's just, this is some heavy hitters offensively. Reggie McNeil and the Aggies just going down. They've had the ball 3 times, they've scored 3 times, and now Oklahoma and Bob Stoops, the character of this team, the leadership. Offensively, they've got 10 starters back from a team last year. They said, all right, we're down 21-14, we need to go down and score again, and they did.
Second time they've answered the call. Now DiCarlo will try to make it a 7-point ball game. He does. Extra point is good. Wow. We got a heck of a ball game going, folks. Peterson, for the 8th time this year, finds the end zone to cap a 73-yard drive. 21-14 Aggies. For Broadband, proud sponsor of 1st and 10. There's going to be some sore throats when this one's over. This is a crowd that came early, ready for an upset. They're still smelling it, but Oklahoma won't let them get too far away. 21-14. The 12th man for Coach Fran. And they've been huge today. There's been times when it's been absolutely deafening in here. Trey DiCarlo to kick. Terrence Murphy and Jason Carter wait for the Aggies. And it's Murphy 3 yards deep, hesitates, and knees it down just before he came out of that end zone. Well, that was close.
Good choice because the timing wasn't there. Look at the first 3 possessions for Texas A&M. 3 touchdowns, no problem.
Boy, that's impressive. That is impressive.
Well, we've had 7 possessions in this ball game. Oklahoma's had 4, A&M 3. And 5 of the 7 have ended in touchdowns. We've had 2 punts. The first 2 possessions by Oklahoma were punts.
A&M punter taking a nap over there probably about now. Hasn't had to work. White's been big on 3rd down, so has Reggie McNeil today. That's what's kept this thing going.
Offensively, you just think, all right, this is going to be a high-scoring game. Just get ready to score a lot of points.
McNeil, empty backfield whistle, stop play, flags down. It's been relatively free of penalties the game so far.
Dead ball. False start. 88 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Each team has been penalized twice. A reminder, at the conclusion of today's game, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game. Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. I know one guy that's a serious candidate right now, and it's only the 2nd quarter. There he is. 1st and 15 from the 15. Reggie waits, fires down the middle, incomplete, broken up by Poole, intended for Terrence Thomas. So Rodney Poole, who appeared to be the guy that got a little confused on that long touchdown pass, comes up with a nice defensive play there.
Got to give a little shout out to that offensive line for the Aggies, doing a nice job of blocking Cody and Pendleton and Jackson and Magruder. The offensive line up there, Hightower, Elder, Yoder, De La Garza, and Hangartner those front five, the three inside guys are young and new, and that's where the problems have been, if there is a problem, for the Aggies.
It'll be a handoff. Nope. Reggie McNeil will keep it. They fake the handoff. He's in trouble, and Ingram's got it. Loss on the play of 5 or 6 more.
Well, it's about time the Sooner defense shows up and does something.
Except Reggie again has him right where he wants him. 3rd down and 20. They're getting bigger. The 3rd downs are getting bigger. Or at least getting longer. Way back at the 10-yard line now. This would be, if incomplete here, even a tough spot to punt from, because you know Bob Stoops, special teams, loves things like trying to block a kick in the end zone. But so far, perfect on 3rd down conversions today are the Aggies. The last 4 games, they've been over 50% on their 3rd down conversions. Today, they're perfect. Timeout taken by A&M with just under 10 minutes remaining in the ball game. So Reggie McNeil and some of his troops will trot over to talk to Coach Francione, and we'll be right back. I can't wait to see that NYPD Blue Tuesday. Welcome back. This is the BCS Spotlight game presented by ADT. And boy, it's been a dandy so far. 21-14. A&M leading number 2 Oklahoma, trying to wreck their national championship dream season as they did 2 years ago. 3rd and 20 though for McNeil. Reggie's going to run it. Got a lot of open field in front and might have gotten there.
Almost.
About a yard short, I think. Got cartwheeled by Dante Nicholson, and Bob Stoops says nope, nope, nope. Didn't get it. And that would bring out the punting unit, because I don't think A&M's going to get fancy here in their own territory.
Here he's got 2 receivers up the top, 3 down at the bottom. Everybody's dropping back. Now look what he sees. Look what he sees here. There's nobody in the middle of the field, and that's where he's running. Everybody's running deep with the receivers, and they've forgotten about the best athlete on the field.
So Jacob Young's going to have to punt for the first time today. He punted 12 times last year in this game. When you're getting beat 77-0, that tends to happen. His only block kick of the year came last week. He'll try to keep it out of Mark Clayton's hands. He's going to throw it. The fake is on, and it's successful. A&M down the sideline. Still on his feet. Irvin Taylor might take it for a touchdown. He does.
Texas A&M.
I said I didn't think they'd get fancy in their own territory. I was wrong. 71-yard touchdown on a fake punt.
And that's just a great call by Francione. You would expect that if you're across the 50 perhaps. But like you said, in your own end zone, backed up in your own territory, not usually.
Pegram's point after is good. The Sooners sideline is stunned. This crowd again is electrified. And I mean, they are making some noise.
Here's Taylor, the guy on the end of the line. When the punter gets the ball, he's going to fake the punt. Watch Taylor over. Now Taylor just turns out. Now look, you got a lineman coming out to block for him. If you're going to try this, get it to somebody that has some speed that can break some tackles and run away from people. Clayton misses the tackle, and he's down the sideline. 4 possessions and 4 touchdowns for the Aggies.
Second completed pass by the punter, Jacob Young, this year. None bigger. And boy, did he sell that punt before he pulled it up and threw it.
And that was key.
A&M's got almost 300 yards of offense. We still have 8:48 to go in the first half.
The momentum has been with the Aggies ever since the start of the game. The 12th man in this Kyle Stadium has been a big part of it. This A&M team lost last week at Baylor.
In overtime on a 2-point conversion by the Bears. Pegram to kick. Newman rather to kick. Taken by Travis Wilson at about the 1. And dropped before he ever got to the 20. Ronald Jones on the special teams makes the hit. Watch the punter for Texas A&M on this fake punt. It's as good a sell job you're ever going to see. He almost dropped it down to his foot before he pulled it up.
It wasn't a long throw, but the acting job was necessary so that the Oklahoma players would check, see that he's going to punt it, and then turn their backs and start to run away.
There's a happy kicker.
He took acting classes.
And now Oklahoma works from its own 18-yard line, again down 2 touchdowns. Peterson up the middle. Puts his head down, tough run. Got it out across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. Time now for this week's Aflac trivia question. Oklahoma had 2 players selected #1 in the NFL draft. Which one did not win the Heisman Trophy? All right, we'll give you the answer a little bit later. Mark Clayton looking like he's trying to stretch things out, maybe trying to make that tackle on the punt return. He's not in the lineup right now for the Sooners. Peterson finds his favorite defensive back again, Jackson Appel. I tell you, this kid's made some nice tackles. He had a little help on that one as Peterson was stumbling a bit.
He came into the ball game the second leading tackler on the team. In fact, 3 of the top 5 tacklers are in the secondary.
Appel out of Friendswood, Texas, and he's making some friends today, I'll tell you that much. They're going to bring out the sticks. They won't have to go very far. And it's first down by about the 1/3 of the football. Jackson Appel's been all over the field. There's been a physical presence out there today. Talk with us about that.
The more physical you are, the more difficult it is for the opponent to get into the rhythm and get running. I don't know about their receivers, but you know, the majority of the receivers that we've played don't like to get hit very much, and when you disrupt their route, it disrupts the timing and it throws everything off. So I think that's a big point of emphasis this week for us.
Echoing what his defensive coordinator said, we got to bloody their noses and see how they like it. Here's the throw, out complete. Brandon Jones, he's got another first down.
Number 81.
Well, this is the one thing you can say about Oklahoma. It's not like they don't have a passing game that can come from behind.
They've got it all. They've got a running game. They've got an offensive line that can pass block or run block. They've got a 6th-year, 24-year-old quarterback who won the Heisman. He's got lots of receivers to throw it to. They've got it all. They don't have to worry about the number of points. They just have to take their time and get it, but do it on the road.
White in the shotgun. Kewan Jones in the backfield with him. Jason set the throw again. Completes it again. Clayton, nice move across midfield. And down to the 46, so I guess he answered my question whether or not he was dinged up. He looked pretty good on that one, 15 yards. He still gets up limping, though. Maybe he is having a little bit of trouble.
That'd be a loss for him. Go ahead, Swanee.
Yeah, it was earlier in the ball game when he made that big catch in the middle of the field that he first came off the field. Now, they won't give us injury reports on the sideline, but the first time he came off, he stood there in the crowd, then he was instantly back on the field. But obviously, whatever his problem is getting aggravated as the game progresses.
We'll keep an eye on it, and Swanee will for us at the 46-yard line of A&M. Oh, it's tough sledding today. You know he'll eventually probably pop one, but he only got about 2 yards. And Archie McDaniel, the middle linebacker, made the stop.
And the first thing that A&M wants to do is stop the run. They've got 7, 8 guys up in the box just to stop the run. And they're going to bite the bullet on the pass. They need their corners to play well. They have not played really well in the past, but they need them to come up and just make the tackles after the receivers make the catch.
Still a lot of time, 6:20 left, the clock running. Oklahoma has all its timeouts at their disposal. A 2nd down and 8. Again, the crowd getting loud for their defense. White, the quick throw, complete, breaking a tackle. James Moses. Bubba might take it. Down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line.
That's only his 10th catch of the year. Bubba Moses. That's the tight end they throw. He's probably the 7th or 8th choice to throw this ball to.
This is his career long, Grease, 40 yards.
I'm going to look at my wide receiver twice, my other wide receiver twice, my back out of the backfield maybe once or twice, and then I think, oh, the tight end.
Oh, holy Moses, I might as well throw it to Bubba.
Yeah.
So Bubba got it down inside the 5. First and goal, Oklahoma. The tight ends both shift now, overload the right side. Peterson, the tailback. He'll get the carry. And dropped again by Appel. Man, Adrian Peterson's going to have nightmares with number 19 in it.
And every time Appel goes low, he's tackling him at his knees or below.
So it's second down and goal and a big loss back to the 10-yard line. Adrian Peterson has struggled today. They have been looking for him, spying him, dropping him in the open field. 5th time on that last play that he's either had no gain or lost yardage.
When he came into this game, he was a tough guy to tackle. At least 75% of his yardage was after initial contact.
Second and goal. Jason White to the end zone, just overshot. Overshot rather badly, I should say. Bradley in the end zone. That one was high.
Well, it had to be high because there was a lot of defensive people back there. Brad, he just kind of more or less threw that one away.
Third down and goal. I know Oklahoma doesn't want to think about it right now, but down 2 touchdowns, is this 2-down territory?
No. I think you got to get points on the board. There's a lot of time left in this game.
Third and goal. White, trouble, down he goes, way back at the 20. Lee Foliaki, the linebacker. One of the positions they struggled with last year, their linebackers, and they're a lot better, and this kid's one of them.
Foliaki is just going to blitz right up the middle. Kewan Jones comes over right here, but he turns him away and he doesn't take Foliaki, he takes the other guy. It's a big sack for the Aggies.
There was a flag at the end of the play, and a long discussions ensued here among the officials.
Brad, number 11, Byron Jones for A&M, slapped one of the players from Oklahoma, and he was probably making the second move, as often is the case in a situation like this. I think he got pushed around, then he just slapped him in the face mask, probably hurt his hand more than anything else.
How huge is this going to be?
Dead ball. Personal foul. Number 11 on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Automatic first down. Remember, earlier in the ball game, they had a holding on a 3rd and 16 that kept the drive alive for Oklahoma. Now they've given the Sooners new life and another chance to score. They probably would have even been in iffy field goal range because DeCarlo's been struggling lately.
For sure. A&M is one of the most penalized teams in the conference. They're 11th out of 12 teams. So they've been putting up with this all season, these penalties.
So a fresh chance for the number 2 team in the country at the A&M 10-yard line. Peterson, tailback in the eye, first and goal at the 10. Peterson gets the call. Oh, man. Nasty looking tackle. I don't even think he got a yard, and he got his neck snapped back from behind. Here's going to be the penalty.
Right here.
Swanee said.
Yeah, a little pushing and shoving. And it looked like the retaliation got called.
So second down and goal at the 9 now.
Carl Torbush told us yesterday if Oklahoma is in I formation and the tight end is in the ball game, Peterson's going to run the football. And he did, just that last play.
Now they're in the shotgun. Kewan Jones in there. Jason White throws, tipped, incomplete. Nobody on the front line got a hand on it. Might have been Mike Montgomery, the defensive end and captain, senior out of Center, Texas. So now it's third down and goal.
Chuck Long, the offensive coordinator, they're going to take a timeout and talk about it, which I think is an excellent call.
I do too. They take their first timeout, but it's in a good time for them. Desperately needing another touchdown to close the gap that is 14 points in A&M's favor. The 12th man and woman are up. 3rd down and goal, Oklahoma. The 12th play of their drive, helped by a penalty to get another chance to score, but will they take advantage of it?
Clayton is not in there.
At the 9-yard line. White going to lob it to the corner to Wilson. Got it. Touchdown. Now will it be offensive pass interference, though? I thought maybe Travis pushed off a little bit. We'll wait and see. There was a flag at the end of the play.
Yeah, all the body language thinks that it's against Oklahoma.
Wilson, who has a touchdown catch today, I think is going to get one taken away here. He will. Watch right at the end of the play at the goal line.
Boys, I am surprised with that kind of contact in that close, just looking to make a play for the ball, especially the angle for the official to look at that. I'm surprised they would make that call.
Pass interference on the offense. Number 4. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still 3rd down.
You saw Broderick Newton, number 20, pushing his arms in the air as he was landing, as if to say, he's pushing, he's pushing. And that's what the official said too.
Yeah, he can't really see it clearly, but it does look like Wilson has his arms out.
But Bob and Brett, I will tell you, as a receiver, very often you're just in that position. Your hands are up. You're just trying to get ready to make the catch, not necessarily pushing off on the guy. And I'm standing right in that corner. I could have never made that call.
Now it's 3rd down again. Way out at the 24, and Jason White will take another timeout. Boy, Oklahoma is struggling. They're going the wrong way, trying to get in the end zone. So they're down to 1 timeout. We're down to 3:39 remaining in the ball game.
Right now it would be what, a 46-yard field goal? Let's see. 24-41.
So that's pretty good territory for Trey DiCarlo as we take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. Reggie McNeil's been unbelievable today. 2 touchdown passes. That was his first to Terrence Murphy. And he rolled in from a yard out himself. He's been the entire offense, except the special teams. Comes up with a fake punt, and 71 yards later, their 4th touchdown of the day, 28-14, leading the number 2 team in the nation. Reggie McNeil just looking on now, cheering for the defense. This is a tough spot for Oklahoma. Adrian Peterson can only watch. Last year's Heisman winner's got his hands full on a 3rd and goal from the 24-yard line. White goes deep to the end zone. Incomplete. Mark Bradley looking for a flag, doesn't get one. Eric Mays defending. And now the field goal unit will trot out. Trey DiCarlo last year was one of the Groza finalists for the best kicker in the country, but this year he's had a couple blocked. He's only 7 of 12, and he's missed 3 of his last 4.
And that is not good.
No.
He's kicked 42 field goals in a career that's really been outstanding at Oklahoma.
A 42-yard field goal attempt. Mark Bradley, number 1, is the holder. DiCarlo's kick on the way, and he missed another one. Still 28-14. We'd like to welcome those of you watching today on the Armed Forces Network, which is seen in over 175 countries, including Iraq. And we at ABC Sports want to thank all of our men and women serving overseas.
Matter of fact, Brad, when I was traveling here, I was in the Dallas airport, and I ran into 4 or 5 guys from the Army coming back on a 15-day leave from Iraq. And I was talking and said, do you have any guys back in Baghdad you want to give a shout-out to? And they said, yeah, we got a couple of guys. We're going to show that to you in just a second.
All right. There's the two that they're going to say hello to after our play. And a penalty marker on the play.
Dead ball. False start. 76. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Swatty.
So Bob and Brad, they were all going home to see their families and everything. So here's the guys who wanted to give a little shout out to their friends. First, to hello to Staff Sergeant Lariva from Staff Sergeant Marquez, who was there. And then there was Staff Sergeant Karch, who wanted to say hello to his Staff Sergeant Aguirre. And Specialist Watson gets a big shout out from Adam Bills. And of course, there was Roger Cody. He couldn't pick out one, so he picked out the entire Alpha Company 15th Cavalry. So boys, good luck. You guys take care over there. And since we're in Aggie Land, for all you A&M guys who are out there, gig 'em.
Gig 'em. Good job, Swanee. Swanee makes friends in all places.
He does. He does. He smiles. Airports.
He's a charmer. So Oklahoma had a 1st and goal situation. They don't even get a field goal out of it. And now Texas A&M with a 2-touchdown lead has 3 minutes left to work here. And the way they've been going, there might be more points before halftime. McNeil, Cody almost had him. He got away. Now on the run, Reggie's going to have to take what he can get and get out of bounds.
He had him dead to rights. Cody was just going to eat him up.
That's what makes Reggie so dangerous.
You know what he reminds me of? And this is a pretty high compliment. Here's Cody right here. Just going to blitz right inside. Now watch, he's going to have him dead to rights. Watch this right there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. He reminds me of Michael Vick.
Oh, boy.
Where
I thought that was coming.
Where he can get away. I mean, it looks like he's got no shot, and he gets away.
Escapability. He's got it. There's his numbers on the day so far. Pretty impressive performance. 3rd down and 12, though. Oklahoma trying to get the football back. They're going to blitz one up the middle. Reggie throws, tipped, almost intercepted. The intended Jason Carter had a hand on it, and it's 4th down.
You can't keep making those. That was the 5th, 3rd, and 10 or longer for A&M. You just can't keep making those.
So they still haven't punted, but I'm pretty sure they're going to punt here. I was real sure last time. I don't think Jacob's going to throw another one from his own 20-yard line. We'll see.
Well,
that's Mark Clayton, and he can take it the other way in a hurry.
That's one of the things that Oklahoma is missing is Antonio Perkins, the great punt returner.
And a great cornerback. But Clayton, if you got to fill in with somebody else, Mark says, well, you know, a couple years ago we were battling for that punt return job, and Anthony won it, but now it's mine, and I got to do what I can do. Let's see what he can do here if he gets his hands on it. He will from the 32 and down in his tracks. Byron Jones, one of the defensive captains, with a big play.
Making up for that penalty, Byron Jones gets down and makes a play. If he doesn't tackle him, he's going to make 5, 10, 15 yards at least.
Coming up Monday nights, talk about big plays. How about the Vikings and the Colts? Peyton Manning against Dante Culpepper and company. Monday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ABC Sports. This week on Monday Night Football, it's Halloween about 8 days late, huh? See what ghoulish tricks Seattle quarterback Trent Dilfer and the rock tribute band Mini Kiss pull on Grant Wistrom, their defensive end, on the latest edition of You've Been Sacked.
Grant Wistrom, a defensive end, gets sacked.
Oh, he ain't going to take it. He ain't going to like it.
Yes, sir.
At the 31. Peterson gets outside. Hurdles Appel. How many times has 19 met 28 today?
A lot.
Yeah. Nice run by Peterson, though. It picked up 8 or 9 on the play. As we near 2 minutes, Oklahoma has 1 timeout left. Any kind of points before halftime they would appreciate. That's for sure.
That was the first defensive stop by the Sooners all day.
2nd and a yard. He gets the yard and a couple more. 1st down run. Jasmine made the stop on Peterson, but he works it out across the 40 to about the 42. The freshman today knows he's in a battle. Nothing's been easy on the ground today for the Sooners.
Got a lot of young guys on this A&M team, 2, 3 redshirt freshmen on defense and 2 more on offense.
See if Jason White puts it up out of the shotgun. Quick throw out in the flat, got it out to Wilson, and Wilson tiptoes out of bounds as he picked up about 7 across midfield to the A&M 49-yard line.
It was a nice play there by White. The defensive back, the corner out there on Wilson, blitzed, and he saw it coming, and he just White picked up and threw it out there. The safety had to come over and make the play.
2nd down and 3. Bob Stoops troops back in A&M territory, but trailing by 2 touchdowns. Peterson, the lone setback. The tight end in motion. Peterson goes that way. 1st down, spins his way down to about the 36. Another nice run.
And Oklahoma is continuing to run the big freshman, and I think that's the right thing to do.
Coming up on the Capital One halftime show as Broderick Newton comes out holding his shoulder. John Saunders, Craig James, and Aaron Taylor will have highlights and analysis from around the country. And they'll also have a report. Mike Tirico's down in Atlanta, the Tour Championship scene earlier today on ABC. I'm not sure now if that was Broderick Newton or Japhus Brown who came out favoring his shoulder. It was either 28 or 20. White to throw, going deep. Bradley's out there. Incomplete. Nice coverage by Jonte Buell, the cornerback. He was with him stride for stride. White put that in the only spot he could, and Bradley tried to one-hand it.
Take a look at the end of the play. This was a good throw.
Close.
Good coverage.
Very good.
Good coverage. Good throw, good coverage.
Bradley comes out. Rankins goes in for him. White again in the gun. 2nd down and 10 Oklahoma. A minute and a half to go, 2nd quarter. At the A&M 35. The quick toss out to Clayton. Got blockers in front of him. And still on his feet. I don't think he touched down. At least he didn't feel he did. And he's inside the 25 to a 1st down. 11-yard pickup on the play as Clayton, a lot of guys just kind of slowed down as if his knee had touched. He put his hand down, kept his balance, and kept on trucking.
It's just like a wide sweep to the... No, he's not down.
He's not down.
He kept himself alive.
Here they are back at the 24-yard line. White down the middle's got his man. Touchdown.
Great job by Jason White.
Joe John Finley, the tight end. They don't use the tight end often, but they found him wide open right there.
He looks to his left and hits the tight end down the middle. That's a big drive, another big drive. Here you go, here's Finley. He's going to go straight down the middle, but watch, he's going to look this way to draw everybody's attention. He looks that way.
Wide open. DiCarlo in now for the point after. Up and good. It's a 1-touchdown game again.
I tell you,
boy, this is fun.
I tell you what, this is a tough situation for Oklahoma to be in. The Sooners on the road, down in a crowd as loud as this. But they've got the character, they've got the leaders, they've got the seniors to come back and do this. A&M, on the other hand, has to keep it going.
Yep.
And can Reggie McNeil continue to play as well as he's played in the 1st half?
Those are the 2 burning questions that we're going to answer in the next minute and 9 seconds of this quarter, and then in the 2nd half. Speaking of questions, we asked you earlier, Oklahoma's had 2 players selected #1 overall in the NFL draft. Which one didn't win the Heisman Trophy? I got a feeling I know. How about if I get to go first once? I'd say Leroy Selman. What would you say?
I'd say barbecue.
I'd say
I like barbecue.
I'd say Selman, and hedge my bet. There was more than one.
No.
Well, Billy Sims won the Heisman.
He does barbecue, doesn't he?
I don't know if he does barbecue.
Sure he does.
Leroy, the only Tampa Bay Buccaneer in the NFL Hall of Fame, and selected in '76 by the Bucs, and just retired from his athletic director job.
Yes. What a class guy.
This guy might someday be a #1 draft choice overall. Billy Sims, by the way, was the other #1 pick, and he was a Heisman Trophy winner. So we try to give you the entire answer, not just part of the story.
There you go.
Kind of like Paul Harvey. We'll give you the rest of the story. Kick is 5 yards deep, and Carter will kneel. I guess you guys both agreed with me then on that pick, didn't you?
I did.
I thought you did. So the scoreboard still reflecting a 1-game difference along the board. I don't know. It's going to be tough down the stretch.
These questions wear me out, though. You
Yeah,
know?
it's a lot of work.
Especially in a tight game. Now, if we had a blowout, you know, you had a lot of time to think. Or like Swanee, if he had a lot of time to run and look through the media guy.
Right, yeah.
You know, but we don't have that luxury up here. We got a lot of things going on.
We can barely see the field over the folks in front of us.
You have people handing you information.
Oh, yeah, right. Swanee. Here's Reggie McNeil on a quarterback draw. And Reggie takes a pretty good pop as he crosses the 25 to the 27 by Jonathan Jackson, the defensive end.
You know, as good as Reggie has been today, and as good as he's been all year long, he came into the game, he had thrown 218 passes, and he had only had 1 intercepted, and that was last week. First 7 games, he didn't have an interception.
This time last year, this team had 24 turnovers. Right now they have 4 in game 9.
And that's, Coach Fran works on that, as I mentioned earlier, and the team has picked up with it and ran with it.
High snap, handled. Joseph, the fullback, gets across the first down marker out to the 31-yard line. And the clock momentarily will stop here with 23 seconds. It looks like A&M's going to be comfortable to go to their own locker room, up on the #2 team in the country by a touchdown. Unless they pull one up deep. Remember, they threw a Hail Mary job a couple of weeks ago that was answered. But Reggie McNeil's going to walk over to the sideline, going to take a timeout right now with 10 seconds to go. They are not in Hail Mary territory, even though he's got a big arm. He doesn't have one that big. So 9 seconds remaining here in the half. Special guest with Lynn Swann earlier.
It's an honor to be with the 41st President of the United States, President Bush. It's been an unbelievable week for you, hasn't it?
Unbelievable. Emotional, up and down, finally up, and a great week for our family and, of course, for the President himself, and I think for the country, but that's the view of a non-objective father, Lynn.
So what does a father say to a son during those moments?
I didn't say much because I was kind of nervous, but he's strong. And it's more like him saying to me, go to bed, get a couple hours rest, and don't worry, Dad, I'll be okay.
You know, I want to take you back a couple of years because 2 years ago you were at this game.
Yes, I
when
was.
When Oklahoma came in to play Texas A&M and a young Reggie McNeil came off the bench.
Came off the bench after the other guy got two scores, I think, or something.
Yeah.
Reggie's going good, but of course OU's got a good ball club too. So I think we got a chance, Lynn. I mean, I really do. I really believe it.
Well, Mr. President, you well know that victories are great to have, but victories against a great opponent is even better.
Well, that's true, and of course OU is so respected and so a good, clean coach, a wonderful man. I don't want to brag on him too much because I love Coach Fran too. So we want to win this one. We might well do it too.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for stopping in and talking to us.
We're so proud of you.
Thank you.
Grateful to you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
The man they call 41 in these parts, and his son they call 43. And A&M, as the president so aptly put it, he said, I think we have a chance, Lynn. And I think they do have a chance because they lead by a touchdown at halftime. As the Sooners go to the locker room, they don't trail off, and at the half, they're in a dangerous place at Kyle Field. The fans revved up for this one, and it's a one-touchdown A&M lead. Coach Franz with Lynn Swann.
Oh, thank you very much, Coach. Take us inside the call on the fake punt. We've got a monitor right here, and tell us what went into that selection of that play.
Well, we got it down to 4th and 1, and we had a couple ways that we wanted to fake punt. This was kind of a screen with the lead blocker coming out on number 23 right there. He did a good job pushing him by, and Irvin Taylor made a guy miss right here on the tackle, and the rest was the difference in the first half.
You have a highly disciplined philosophy, and your team's playing very disciplined football. How do you make that decision to take that great risk down there?
It's not a risk. It's calculated. We planned it. We worked on it. There's a difference between a risk and what you work on.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Remember what he told us yesterday? We said, do you call the plays? He said, I only call the good ones. That was a good one.
He called that one.
28-21 at halftime. John, Craig, and Aaron will be in our New York studios for the Capital One halftime show right after this timeout.
ABC Sports welcomes you back to this week's BCS Spotlight game presented by ADT.
Reggie McNeil warming up. He'll get his hands on the ball before Oklahoma does. Jason White, though, leading a touchdown drive there in the last couple of minutes of the second quarter. I think, Bob, that was huge. But what we're seeing is the leadership of a Heisman Trophy winner and a veteran offensive line against a guy that's just a sensational player at A&M.
And can he keep that up? The home crowd is definitely with the Aggies, definitely a 12th man. But can Oklahoma, being down by 14 points in the first half, come back and win on the road in a hostile environment?
Keith Tribble and some of the Orange Bowl folks came in and said hi to us at halftime. They're obviously scouting. They're thinking Oklahoma's maybe going to make it to Miami. They're not going to make it to Miami if they don't get out of Aggie land alive.
We knew coming in. They have lost 5 of their last 6 times they've come to College Station. Oklahoma has. We knew it wouldn't be easy, and they did too. 2
years ago, remember, they were #1, and it was a Reggie McNeil show that pulled off the upset. Jason White's got other ideas, obviously, for Oklahoma. This should be one heck of a second half. Adrian Peterson looking like he's deep in thought and also trying to stretch those very valuable legs that'll come in handy in the second half for Oklahoma, without a doubt. So Trey DiCarlo's got it teed up. The Aggies will touch it first. Terrence Murphy, the ball bounces. He's got to make a play on it. It's still loose. Oklahoma's got it. Tony Cade on the opening kick of the third quarter covers the loose ball.
Everything you just talked about at halftime goes out the window. Oklahoma says, let's go out and get a break. Let's go out and do something. You never thought that you'd get the opening kickoff on a fumble, or not even a fumble. You just went down and recovered it.
In your wildest dreams, even Bob Stoops on a perfect day couldn't have been thinking that his first play of the third quarter would be this, and his second play would be a 1st and goal at the 10-yard line.
I don't know how much that sun over in that corner and the shadows and the sun kept that receiver from playing that ball correctly.
So the Sooners with a
shadow up here.
Golden opportunity to tie this thing up. Peterson. They got him dropped for a yard loss, maybe 2. Let's check in with Lynn.
Well, when Bob Stoops came out, I asked him his thoughts in this game, and he said, yes, we made some obvious mistakes in the first half and some not so obvious. We're going to make some adjustments. But he said to me, his parting comment was, you know what, Lynn? I don't think we could have played any worse in the first half. But we're only 7 points down. We're going to be okay.
They might be okay in a couple of plays, but they have found tough sledding down around that 10-yard line of A&M. 2nd and goal back at the 11.
Clayton is in motion.
Into the slot, and now outside the slot on the left side. White, plenty of time. End zone, touchdown. Oklahoma, and it's Mark Bradley. We're less than a minute into the third quarter, and second-ranked Oklahoma a point after away from tying the game.
A&M has got to be in shock. As well as they've played the whole game, then they've only had 4 turnovers all year, and that's got to be considered a turnover when you don't field your opening kickoff.
We haven't been tied in the ball game except the scoreless tie to open. DiCarlo will try to even it right here. Extra point is good. There's a lot of folks at Kyle Field that hadn't even gotten back into their seats from getting a hot dog, and all of a sudden it's 28 apiece.
Here's the slot receiver. He's just going to go down and get to the back of the end zone. The outside guy, now he's got kind of a trailer. He just slides around. Nice throw. Does he get his foot down? Yes, he does.
Both of them. 2 plays, 10 yards, 49 seconds, and all of a sudden, there's where we are, 28 apiece. Jason White getting the glad hand from his head coach. And there's a fired up Bob Stoops. He said to Lynn, we'll be all right. Boy, are they all right now.
Well, they've got the people to come back with. That's the key.
Yep.
And the biggest key that nobody knows is that offensive line. They've got the offensive linemen can pull this boomer schooner. Let's put it that way.
There's some of those big horses. As DiCarlo now for the second time set to kick. And Terrence Murphy and Jason Carter hoping he doesn't kick into that little patch of sunlight again. But he does. But it's so deep it won't matter. Carter will take a knee, and A&M will have it at its own 20-yard line. Our Pacific Life game summary statistically in the first half of the ball game. Here's how it looks. Passing yardage almost dead even. Same with the rushing. Couldn't be much more even, could it?
First downs in favor of Oklahoma.
Time of possession, Texas A&M 12-10. That's interesting because in the 6 wins this year, they have not won the time of possession battle in any of them, which is kind of strange.
And no turnovers on either side.
So 28-28 as Reggie McNeil now takes over with the offense at the 20-yard line. Joseph, the fullback, is the single setback. They fake it to him. They fake the end around. Beautiful fake by McNeil, and comes up firing complete at the 35 to Carter. Carter across the 45 and out to the 46-yard line. It takes a lot of guts to sell a double fake like that and still stand there with your back turned.
You got that right. But he does. Receivers are going to come down and run out routes on both sides. Reggie just going to stand there. It finally throws it to the guy down at the bottom right here. Now, single, man on man. If you just break the tackle, you're in the end zone.
Out to the 45, or they've got a first down in the gun is McNeil. Pump fakes to the left. Now wants to go deep down the middle and does. Complete inside the 35. And it's LaTydrick Riley again. Pick up of 22 more. So back come the Aggies.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the play calling for the Aggies, and it's partly Les Kenning, the offensive coordinator, and I think it's a lot of Dennis Franchione.
Yep. Reggie McNeil's numbers
quarterback.
over 200 yards now and 2 touchdowns. And when they talk about Reggie, the coaches around here, they say you can talk all you want about his athletic abilities, his ability to run, how much he's improved as a passer. Dennis Franchione said he's one of the most intelligent kids I've ever been around. He's playing like it today. Only about a yard gain for Terrence Murphy on the end around.
The big things you don't see are the stupid plays, the mistakes, the errors, the bad plays.
Right.
A lot of guys can do touchdowns and throw touchdowns, but how many interceptions do they throw and how many bad plays? And don't let us run a bad play, check out of it. Those are the things that Reggie is doing and not making the mistakes that I'm impressed with.
Closing in on the rushing mark of Bucky Richardson, who was a fine running quarterback here in College Station. Reggie to throw. Flushed from the pocket. Here comes the heat. Burdine has him in his sights and then gets help from his friends. Brandon Shelby made the tackle. But again, even though things were closing in on Reggie, didn't try to force anything.
Yeah,
There's always another play.
Well, it was one of those two-man routes deep down the field, and they were both covered, so he just took off on his own and had nobody else to throw to.
Only one interception in 235 attempts. Now David Green, obviously his attempts went up again today, and they won handily over Kentucky. And we want to, by the way, congratulate David Green, who for Georgia today became the winningest quarterback in college football history. His 40th win, passing Peyton Manning today. McNeil down the middle, high, had a man wide open on a crossing pattern.
He did.
Tipped a little bit, I think, by Magruder, though. It changed the trajectory of that ball.
Yep.
And Magruder, the big defensive tackle, 300-pounder out of Las Vegas, makes a nice play. Magruder playing that spot of Tommy Harris, who was the All-American at that tackle position last year for Oklahoma. We'd like to welcome those of you watching the Minnesota-Wisconsin game, the battle for the Axe. Wisconsin is going to get the Axe back. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan, and our ABC crew here in College Station, where we're tied at 28. And the Aggies will try a 52-yard field goal. It's going to be a pooch punt instead. And fair catch called for and taken back at the 10-yard line. Oklahoma kind of thought that one was coming, so they'll take over offensively. The story in this one has been Reggie McNeil, a sensational junior quarterback for the Aggies of Texas A&M. In the first half, did some remarkable things, including this touchdown. When it looked like he might run, he found Terrence Murphy in the corner of the end zone for a score. He also rolled in a 1-yard touchdown run of his own. Gave his team a 2-touchdown lead by throwing the ball and throwing it beautifully. This second quarter touchdown, a 45-yarder for a score. Well, that's what's happened. He's talking to the folks upstairs right now because he gets a breather as Oklahoma takes over offensively at its own 11-yard line. It's been a heck of a game so far, 28-28. Peterson's been quiet so far. Here he is. Adrian got about 3 tough yards up the middle. Lee Foliaki, the linebacker, made the stop. The freshman sensation, who has had 8 straight 100-yard games, he's going to have to work hard to hit 100 before this one's over because they haven't given him much today.
They're trying to shut down the run and force the pass, and Jason White is saying, that's fine with me, I'll oblige. Let's throw it.
They'll probably throw it here in the gun. Looks to his right the whole way, goes complete to Wilson, who's rattled out of bounds by Eric Mays, the cornerback. A little bit of respect there, a couple slaps on the helmet each way. Wilson was called for an offensive pass interference against Mays in the first half that negated a touchdown. So those two are getting pretty well acquainted.
Yeah. Oklahoma has always been a good second half team in the sense that they go in halftime, make good adjustments, and then come back out. Their kickoff team made a nice adjustment.
Yes, they did. There's the third down conversion story. 3rd and 4 here. Looks like the Aggies might want to bring a blitz. And they will. But the line holds up for White, and he lofts one out. Incomplete. Intended for Peoples, and it was Byron Jones covering, and now the Sooners will have to punt it.
Yeah, defensively they were aggressive. Came after him a little bit. Tight man coverage, rerouted the receivers, and forced him to throw it away.
Blake Ferguson today hasn't had any trouble, but in each of the last 2 weeks, he's mishandled a snap. I only say that because he's at his own 2-yard line.
And you know that's got to be going through his mind, because it happened last week about this same area.
Handles this one cleanly and gets away the kick. High punt, fair catch taken by Mays at the 44-yard line. So the Aggies get it back. They win the battle of field position there, and they'll be good shape offensively when we return. We got a tie ball game in College Station. Don't go away. The Aggies sideline. Their offense takes the field with a chance again to take the lead on the number 2 team in the country. Oklahoma has never led in this game. And thanks to a free ball on the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter, they were able to tie it about 4 minutes ago. McNeil, empty backfield, sets to throw. Now flushed out of the pocket. Got a man down the middle, incomplete. Nice play defensively by Anyanagetchia. Daquan Mobley. Reggie pays the price on this throw, too.
He wants to throw this ball to the left. He had some motion over there, scrambles around to the right, gives this guy a chance, and then is decked. Who is that?
Magruder.
Magruder.
That's a Magruder film.
Yes.
Yeah.
Magruder is playing well. Defensive tackle. That defensive line has been pretty quiet. Cody hasn't done much. John Jackson hasn't done a lot.
That tells you that those tackles for A&M are playing pretty well.
Yes, they are.
McNeil running out of time again. Intercepted in the middle of the field. Coming back the other way, Dante Nicholson. Nicholson all the way to the 41-yard line. So there's the turnover. There haven't been many.
That's the first forced pass.
And I think Dan Cody's the guy that hit Reggie McNeil just when he let go of it.
Let's go ahead and run it and take a look. See if he gets pressured. He's looking to our right the whole time, and he just kind of overthrows it. Nicholson playing too deep back there, picked it off, saw it all the way.
Dante's first interception of the year. He was a big-time tackler last year. Only Teddy Lehman had more tackles in that defense for the Sooners a year ago.
The momentum of this game is changing, and it started to change just after halftime.
First down at the 42-yard line. Peterson. Boy, what's he got, about 68 yards on 21 carries right now?
That's about it. But the momentum, Texas A&M scored on their first 4 possessions. On their last 4 possessions, they've had 3 punts and then halftime, and then the 1 interception.
Adrian Peterson has had to struggle today. 69 yards on 21 carries.
That's the key, 3.3. He's averaging about 6.5.
Second down and 9.
Here it comes.
Here's a screen out to Clayton with the blocker, but not enough for Appel. He fought through the block and made the tackle. That kid has had a heck of a ball game.
He has had a heck of a game. Tackling in open space, back, knocking down balls.
The only play he'd like to have back is when he tripped himself in that deep coverage that allowed a touchdown.
That's exactly right.
Third down and 6.
And that's probably the one he'll remember the most, and that will drive him the rest of the ball game.
Clayton now is over 100 yards receiving on his 6 catches. It's third down and 6 right here. Empty backfield. As White gets a blitz, look out. Throws incomplete. They really brought the heat on him.
They couldn't wait. He had to throw it. The pressure was on him.
Oliaki, one of the guys blitzing from his linebacker position. So now it's time to give it up for Oklahoma. Second time it's been 3 and out. One was deep in their own territory. This one they worked it into Aggie land, but now Ferguson will have to kick it to Mays.
You've seen one fake punt, you may see another one.
I was thinking that myself. Fourth down and 6. Barely got the kick away. And it's caught beautifully at the 4-yard line. Mark Bradley down as the gunner. Makes one of his better catches of the day, and that includes a touchdown that he had.
The kicking team can go down and catch the ball if the receiving team doesn't make an effort to do it.
So Ferguson does his job beautifully. Bradley does as well. With Bob Greasy and Lynn Swan and our ABC crew, I'm Brad Nessler. It's number 2 Oklahoma, and they have got their hands full in College Station for the second time in 2 years. 2 years ago, an upset of the number 1 ranked team, the Sooners, led by Reggie McNeil, who came off the bench in the second quarter and became a star. Now he's the veteran running the show for the Aggies, and although he's deep in his own territory, he's had another brilliant game today. 28-28, Big 12 South on the line for Oklahoma. National championship dreams on the line. We got a lot left to play for. Fumble! Oklahoma's got it. Rufus Alexander as Murphy coughed it up as he was going down.
That's 2 mistakes by the Aggies on 2 possessions. An interception and then a fumble recovery. Great field position for the Sooners.
And give credit to Anyanagetcha on that corner. He's the guy that caused the ball to come out.
The Aggies have come out. Take a look. The helmet goes right on the ball. They've come out the second half, and they've fumbled it. They've turned it over the first 2 possessions. The momentum has shifted in this ball game. They came out hotter than fire, scored on their first 4 possessions.
Now at the 11-yard line again. First and 10, Oklahoma after the turnover. Clayton will be the motion man. White looking left, comes back to the middle. Incomplete, intended for Clayton, and it's going to be pass interference on Appel. And that quiets down the crowd. Although it's not going to be the most costly of penalties because it'll just take it half the distance. But still, it'll get him down around the 5-yard line as we get another look at it.
Watch as the quarterback, White, is going to look to his left. See him looking left, fakes. Now he wants to throw to the right. The reason he does that, the Appel comes over his back to get the free safety out of the middle to allow his receiver. Yeah, he hit him a little bit early. But that's what a veteran quarterback can do for you. You can move people around, middle linebackers and safeties.
Pass interference. On a defense. Number 19. Ball be placed on a 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
So it's at the 2, not at the 5, as I mentioned. So that's Jason White on the day, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a story about Jason White after this next snap.
About who came in there.
It involves Barry Switzer, former Sooner coach.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a little story.
What'd you tell that?
At the 2-yard line. It'll be Peterson behind his big fullback. And an eye set. First and goal, Oklahoma. Trying to take the lead for the first time today. Play action. White lobs it. Touchdown. And it's his tight end again, Bubba Moses. And the Sooners lead for the first time today. Jason White's 4th touchdown pass of the day. And the story I was going to tell, I can tell quickly right now. Barry Switzer came in to Bob and I at halftime and said, guys, not only do we have a great chance to win this game, but if Jason White plays the second half like he played the first half, he's got a good chance to repeat as a Heisman Trophy winner.
And there's a lot of truth to that. Everybody just kind of forgotten about him. But they were down, as the extra point is good, they were down 14 points. They were down early in the first half, and if he brings them back to win, Jason White's name will be out there.
Here's his 4th touchdown pass to his big tight end. For the first time today, the Sooners have the lead. College football brought to you by the Hartford Mutual Funds, official corporate partner of the NCAA. GM Goodwrench. You can find Mr. Goodwrench at all GM dealers nationwide. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help. Cialis. Ask your doctor for a free sample of Cialis if it's right for you. And AOL for broadband. Proud sponsor of First and 10. Well, here in the battle in the Big 12 South, Oklahoma leads it for the first time today. Iowa State has beaten Nebraska in the North today. Iowa State, one of those teams that started off with 3 straight losses and could end up in Kansas City in the Big 12 championship. It's a wide open North.
Well, Texas A&M.
If they win out, they go to Kansas
If they
City.
win out, that's the motivation coming into this ball game. They say, hey, we win out, we go.
Obviously, the toughest part of their schedule is this one, Texas Tech and Texas. On the return, Jason Carter finds some room. He almost slipped out of there. Nice return by Carter of 30 yards. And a lot of problems for A&M. Miscues to open the 3rd quarter, the bobbled kick return. And then the interception on the overthrow. Dante Nicholson with the pick. About the only thing Reggie McNeil's done wrong, but then Murphy coughed one up, recovered by Oklahoma. They took it in for the touchdown 1 play later. That's where we stand at 35-28.
They've had 4 possessions and 3 turnovers in the second half.
3 turnovers in a span of 6 minutes and 7 seconds.
Whereas in the first 8 games of the year, they led the nation in turnovers with only 4.
It'll be a sprint draw to Lewis. They barely got the handoff to him. And he is hauled down from behind by Clint Ingram, the outside linebacker.
Momentum, emotion, we talk about it all the time. When this football game started, it was all on the side of the Aggies. The offense, the defense, the crowd, the 12th man. Now, not only are the players flat, but also the crowd is flat.
No doubt.
Well, Bob and Brad, we experienced a little bit of, shall we say, the cold-blooded attitude the top teams sometimes have to have. We saw it with USC up at Washington State not long ago, and now we're seeing it against an Oklahoma team that did not get down, even though they were behind the entire ball game up until this 3rd quarter.
No doubt about it. There's a timeout taken by A&M, and we'll take one with them. 7 minutes, 51 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. It's 35-28 Sooners. 7:51 remaining in the 3rd quarter. A lot of offense by both teams in this one. 2nd down and 10 for A&M, trailing for the first time now by a touchdown. Lewis will flood out of that backfield as a wide receiver, leaving Reggie McNeil all alone. And he comes up on the slant, in and out of the hands of Carter. Dante Nicholson put the hit on him immediately.
Yeah, it's not only the offense and Reggie that's not. You wonder what's different. You know, when they first came out, they were on fire, throwing it, running it, doing it. Well, the defense for the Sooners is a little bit tighter, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more up in their face. tackling and knocking the ball loose.
You mentioned they do a good job adjusting at halftime, and they have done that again.
They really have.
3rd and 10. 7th time it's been 3rd and double digits.
Here's Cody standing up.
McNeil. They're going to drop him. It's Mitchell on the delayed blitz from the middle. And the middle linebacker, who was out a good portion of last year, is really starting to round into shape again. We talked with the coaches about Lance being so much better, and I asked him, is it more in his head or is it actually his knee? And they said, nope, it's probably in his head, but now they say he's playing full blast again.
Cody on the right drops off, and that may have been what was in his head. The quarterback sees Cody, a defensive end, standing up. He said, what's he doing standing up? Is he going to drop off like a linebacker? Just little things like that that take your attention away.
Jacob Young to punt. Mark Clayton is back deep for the Sooners. Young's kick. Clayton will have a chance on. Made the first man miss. Made the second and third miss. Clayton trying to pick up some blockers. Now cuts in the middle of the field. He got one too many blockers. He got a blocker from behind is what he got. And he comes up going, oh man, I did all that running for nothing.
Yep.
14-yard return, but it's going to go back into Sooner territory with the penalty that's upcoming.
You know, it's just not Mark Clayton, and it's just not Antonio Perkins on these returns. It's the coaching staff, it's Stoops and his staff that put these things together, the blocking schemes, the reverse, the wall down the sideline.
They're going to pick this flag up, I think.
Disregard the flag. There was no block in the back. First down.
And so, you could hear Bob Stoops saying he hit him right in the chest, and he got the call.
And Brandon, it was a good call. Brandon Shelby, number 5, was actually blocking on one man, and then there was another defender coming in. He left him, made the decision to go back. You watch it right here. Right there is the block you're talking about. Got him squarely in the chest.
Yeah, that's
good call, Swanee.
That's a good call, Swanee, and it's a good call by the officials to pick it up.
At the 43-yard line. Play action is a good one by White. All day to throw. Going deep. Man out there. Broken up. Great job by Melvin Bullock, who got down there like a bullet, or Travis Wilson would have had a touchdown. Couple times today that if Jason White just put a little bit more on it.
You're exactly right, and I'm going to show you right here. The play action's going to be here. Here's what we see. If he's going to go across the field. If he would throw that ball more across the field instead of down the field. Now look here. Throw the ball over here, not down the field. He threw it down the field, and it got knocked away.
You got to let him go get it sometime. 2nd and 10. Inside handoff. Whew, man, kid pays the price for every carry today, that's for sure. Archie McDaniel, middle linebacker, is the first one to hit Adrian Peterson. And 6:20 left in the 3rd quarter. He's not over 100 yards if you're just joining us. It's so automatic with this sensational freshman out of Palestine, Texas. Didn't make an official visit here to Texas A&M, but he was here about a half dozen times because he lived in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
And they thought they had a pretty good chance to sign him. But Bob Stoops won the recruiting battle with A&M in Texas for number 28. 3rd and 6. White. It's complete, but it's short of the first down to the 35-yard line as Moses, the tight end again, and Jonte Buell dropped him right there. Now this is sort of Neverland for Oklahoma. I don't know that DeCarlo's got a 52-yard field goal in him, and it's 4th down and about 2, and I think they're all thinking the same thing I'm thinking. And here comes Peterson. And they'll go for it.
Well, Oklahoma has had it, and they've taken advantage of turnovers. They've had the ball 5 drives. 4 of them this half have started on the Aggie half of the field.
They're 8 out of 10 on 4th down conversions this year, and now they're going to talk about it. There's just too much time taken in between making the decision.
You don't want to rush this.
Yeah, that's right. So Jason White will walk over to the sideline. The crowd will hush itself for a second. There's Josh Heupel, the former Heisman Trophy winner from Oklahoma.
That was a pretty good recruiting class, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Heupel, Hippel, and
You love saying that. Heupel, Hibble,
and White.
And White.
It's a law firm.
It's a law firm. That's right.
They all came. It was a recruiting class 6 years ago.
And of course, the 2000 championship team was Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl.
That was Heupel.
That was Heupel.
Yeah.
They have plans to go back to Miami January 4th. Those plans would be curtailed if they don't continue to win every game.
Now, they don't talk about that.
No, they don't, but we do.
You say they have plans. I mean, they have plans if they take care of business, win this game. Because you talked to Bob Stoops about it, and he'll say, we're looking at this game.
Yep.
We want to win the South Division. We want to win the conference, and then go to the championship.
And they knew Kyle Field to be a trapdoor right here, and it has been. So now the fans took that little break with the timeout to get ready to make it very unfriendly for the Oklahoma offense on 4th and 3.
Well, the defense has come alive for the Sooners and setting them up in this better field position this half.
4th down and 3, Oklahoma. White, heavy pressure, almost intercepted. Johnny Jolly had it in his hands. And A&M takes over on downs. White wanted to make the quick throw, but he threw it right to a 300-pound defensive tackle.
That's what they call a zone blitz. These guys are going to blitz all the linebackers. Jolly is the nose guy. He's going to drop off. Watch him right in the center. Right there, he started over the nose, over the center, and dropped off. That's good coaching defensively because he dropped off right where they tried to throw the ball.
He's having a jolly good time on the sideline. He just wanted that ball.
What's he weigh, 305
305 or so.
We could have used a sundial. The clock is running towards the end zone. Had he caught it.
A&M does take over with 5 minutes and change left third quarter at their own 36. Reggie McNeil overshot his intended receiver on a quick slant. He threw it way over the head of Kerry Franks, a freshman.
There's Walker.
Walker's a freshman.
Yeah, he's and he hasn't played all year. He's a true freshman, and they decided to burn his red shirt this year. I mean, this game.
Brent Venables told us the other day, if you see number 24 out there, it's because we need him in the secondary, and we're going to burn it.
Yep.
That red shirt, and he's out there, and he's played quite a bit. 2 tight end set. There's Brent. One of the fine coordinators in college football. He'll be a head coach someday, without a doubt. Here's the pass, incomplete. Intended for Quinlan Germany, the tight end. And it brings up 3rd down and long. So another 3rd and 10 plus. This one will be 3rd and 10 upcoming.
You just can't stay as sharp and as good as Reggie McNeil was that first quarter, first half, the first 3-4 series of this ball game.
Now he's only hit 1 of his last 7 passes. And he's looking at a 3rd and 10 here. The shadows have covered the field completely now.
3-man line for Oklahoma.
Mitchell and Cody now step up in there, and Cody's going to bring it from the corner. And Cody's going to wrap him up. 2nd sack of the day. And a relentless Dan Cody, the senior captain out of Ada, Oklahoma.
And again, the adjustment at halftime by Oklahoma. Looked like Reggie might be hurt a little bit.
Oh boy, that would be huge. Dangling that right arm a little bit. We can tell you right now that neither of these teams give out any kind of injury information. And so we won't speculate other than he would like to have that whole series back and not be sacked at the end of the 3rd down play.
And I think he was a little banged up coming into the ball game.
Exactly.
Anybody that plays the position like he does is going to be banged up some.
Especially a guy that handles it and runs it as often as he does. Mark Clayton tripped himself up. He had so many moves going on that he dropped himself. But he got him good field position, a 21-yard return, only 17 net yards because of the short punt. So this game in the Big 12 South is 35-28. Other games in the Big 12 today. Kansas State beat Missouri 35-24. Sproles had a big day on the ground from what we understand. Colorado a winner. Look at Iowa State.
Look at this one.
They beat Nebraska. Iowa State still in the thick of the North battle. Texas Tech storms Baylor 42-17. Oklahoma State and Texas played about, 7 o'clock tonight, I guess. And here it's 35-28. Adrian Peterson broke the tackle, got out about 5-6 more yards for him. David Ross made the stop. I tell you what, the freshman's going to earn his 100 yards on the ground today if he gets there. He's only got 79 right now.
And you know, everybody talks about him for how great he is, and he is good. But let me tell you something, a true freshman coming in, there will be a lot of running backs that make a lot of yards running behind this offensive line. Sims, the left tackle, Bush, Carter, Joseph, and Brown, they average 34 starts. These guys have been around for 2, 3, and 4 years. They average 34 starts per man.
Here's Peterson left side this time. And again, a good open field tackle. Archie McDaniel, that middle linebacker, has had a good ball game today. He and Justin Warren kind of sharing that spot. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 for Oklahoma.
Bob and Brad, Bob especially, I agree with what you say about Peterson and about the offensive line for Oklahoma. But when I was talking to Bob Stoops earlier, and we were talking about Adrian Peterson, he says not only is he physically talented and he's gifted, but he's got an attitude that doesn't normally come with a freshman. He'll size the guy up and he'll take him on.
Said he was tough and physical and would run inside.
Kewan Jones in there right now, flanking White in the gun. Jason rolls and throws, completes it, but it's a long way to that 1st down marker, and Wilson won't get there.
Well, that's the problem when you throw short and you hope your guy can run for the 1st down. Defense got there quickly and prevented it.
Eric Mays and Byron Jones both staying home on that corner, and Jones, one of the defensive captains, makes the stop and forces a punting Blake Ferguson again. Last time Ferguson had one in this vicinity, dropped it at about the 4-yard line as Mark Bradley got down there and caught the thing in midair. Eric Mays stands back at his 10. Oklahoma adjusts their offensive front a little bit. Ferguson's kick will go down to the 12 to Mays on the run. And out to the 20-yard line, and that's it. I think we're going to see a new A&M quarterback, Bob, because Reggie McNeil did get banged up. Ty Brannion's going to come in at quarterback. Boy, this will change the look of things.
Brannion is a sophomore. He's 12 of 17 on the year. Has not played a lot. 1 touchdown, no interceptions.
You can bet Ty's thinking, I wouldn't have minded coming in with a 3-touchdown lead, but we're behind right now. A minute 44. You see Reggie McNeil on the sideline looking a little disgruntled, and obviously has been shaken up.
And Coach Franchione may just put in another quarterback and just to let Reggie cool it on the sideline for a little bit.
Brannion's first pass is complete.
Yeah. It hasn't been going good. Change the tempo a little bit.
Complete to Kerry Franks. We're going to complete it out to New York and John Saunders. John.
Brad, with Aaron Taylor's Pontiac game-changing performance update, Cal facing Oregon.
Aaron Rodgers finally getting that Cal offense going, throwing a dart to Jeff MacArthur. They're playing out there, even getting cheap-shotted by the band, baby. The Cal Bears trying to find a way to win.
MacArthur's 2nd touchdown reception of the day. Oregon's missed point after now looming very large. Brad.
All right, guys, thank you. Cal made the biggest jump in the BCS poll last week from 8 to 4. By virtue of their shutout win over Arizona State.
Cal's been a big surprise.
Yeah, they have.
False start. Number 66 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
And Gardner and De La Garza on that side both moved a bit.
Tell you a couple other surprises. Wisconsin, 9-0, undefeated, up there in the top 5 of the BCS, and another.
I don't know that their game's over, but they're 38 to 14 leaders last time we heard.
And Auburn, how about Auburn, 9-0?
Auburn sitting back, waiting for Georgia. Georgia won today, so that's the big battle in the SEC next week. Brannion throws incomplete.
There's a late hit on the quarterback, I think. Late flag by the referee.
And that'll give him an automatic 1st down as Magruder was late. Roughing the passer penalty. Ooh, that face tells it all right there.
Yeah.
We'll see Magruder come in from the right side. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Personal foul on the defense. Number 96 went to the head of the quarterback. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
See, that costs you a bunch of money in the NFL.
Yeah, it would, and I agree with that. I think that call should be made more often in college football.
Magruder, the guy I mentioned, taking Tommy Harris' spot. Mr. Harris's lighter in the pocketbook, courtesy of Brian Greasy, a late hit.
Yeah, I saw that last week. Yeah.
Well, he's appealing, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to win that one.
Well, he'll get to deduct that because
Yeah, I
it goes
guess.
to charity, and Tommy Harris.
Brian should get to deduct it, is
No,
what I thought.
no, he doesn't need it.
Here's a pass complete out to Lewis, and he's shoved out of bounds right near the first down marker. Onyenegetcha on the corner, I think knocked him out about a half-yard short.
I like what Coach Fran has done. Things weren't going well for the offense. Reggie was not hot like he was. You know, he's banged up a little bit coming into the game. He was limping off, coming off, holding his arm, shoulder. So put the other quarterback in there, let him play some, and then maybe if Reggie can go back in, he can, and maybe if he can, that's all right. But, you know, if the one quarterback is hurt, put the other guy in.
Second down and short here. Brandian has Courtney Lewis to his right. He's going to get the call for the first down and more. Lewis broke into the secondary, brought down by Nicholson, the safety, but not before he got into Soonerland and a first down. And we're in the waning moments of the third quarter here.
The defense of Oklahoma was handling this offense in the second half, and Reggie McNeil. Now you put in another guy and you say, all right, what does this guy do? Does he run the same way that Reggie does, or does he do something different? So then you got to start getting questions in your mind defensively. What can Brandian do? What can he do?
So far, the sophomore from Austin, Texas has done a fine job in here on this drive. Probably the final play of the third quarter upcoming. First down, quick throw, complete at the 35. Spinning to another first down is Kerry Franks. And the quarter will come to a close. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a fantastic finish. I don't think you're going to want to miss the fourth quarter of this battle in the Big 12 South. 35-28, number 2 Oklahoma trying to hold on. A&M trying to be the spoiler again. You're watching ABC Sports Championship Television. At the end of the third quarter, Dan Cody, the defensive captain in the middle, got his team around him to fire his squad up. Now watch what happens. He's exerting a lot of energy as he has through 3 quarters playing defensive end. Okay, guys, we got to win the fourth quarter for the national championship. Now wait a minute. Whoa. That's what you call a blood pressure check there. He actually fainted after getting his troops all ready. You don't see that often. Lewis down to the 25. Ingram made the stop. Here comes Cody. He got a quick respite over there, and he's back out on the field.
Got some juices and fluids in him.
Oklahoma under Bob Stoops has only lost once when they lead after 3 quarters. They have a touchdown lead here as we're in the fourth. With Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan on our ABC crew, I'm Brad Nessler. Nice to have you along with us. A sold-out crowd at Kyle Field in College Station, Texas. A&M trying to be a spoiler to Oklahoma's season. We got a long way to go. And A&M with its backup quarterback, Ty Brandian, throwing complete to Taylor, and Taylor's got a first down inside the 20. The 12th man coming to life again for their Aggies.
And they're doing it behind their backup quarterback.
Now this may be a big change for the wide receivers also. Without Reggie being in there, I don't think you're going to see Brandon scramble the same kind of way. So they've got to be a little more disciplined, stay with their routes, not look to break anything off.
No backs in the backfield, shotgun.
Lewis goes up to the top of your screen out of that backfield. The tailback, one of a 5-receiver group now for Brandian. Has time, throws complete again. Terrence Murphy at the 13-yard line. And right now, Ty Brandian is 5 for 5.
Very impressive.
Time permitting, stick around for the Thrifty Car Rental postgame report. John Craig and Aaron will have scores and highlights from around the country. Certainly a lot of highlights in this one so far. A&M trying to drive down to tie it up. They've worked it down to the 13-yard line.
They started this drive on their own 20-yard line.
Lewis behind Brannion as the tailback will get the call. Trying to bounce it outside, and he's not going to get there. The interior there, led by Carl Pendleton, making the hit on it. A&M today started the game 5 for 5 on third down conversions, and they're 0 for 5 since. And it's 3rd and 6 here.
The ebb and flow of a college game, the momentum can change so quickly, and it can change back. You know, so far this second half, it's been with Oklahoma. Now, very slowly with this drive, I think you're seeing it may change back.
They've got to get down to the 8-yard line for a first down. Brannion in the gun. They'll bring some pressure on him. He throws incomplete. The flag at the goal line. It's going to be pass interference on Yanyanagetje. Pass was intended.
He was throwing a slant. The wide receiver's just going to go in, run a slant. Watch, see if he does anything.
I think he's got him with the right hand from behind. You just can't see it on that angle.
The official that called it was in the middle of the end zone looking right at it.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 24. The ball will be placed on the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
Well, they got the number wrong, but they got the call right. It's 22, not 24.
Right.
Now just 2 yards away from tying it up are the Aggies. Having to play from behind. They had to lead the whole game until things went awry in the third quarter with some turnovers that led to the Oklahoma lead. Now they can even it off again. The students in the stands getting their lips ready, hoping they can kiss in a couple more yards. There's that full house backfield. It'll probably shift to the T formation. 1st and goal, A&M. Joseph, the fullback, didn't get there. Might have gotten a half yard. And it'll be 2nd down and goal.
Looked a little funny on the snap. Guys starting at different times, but I don't see any flags on the field.
Dan Cody, all-conference performer, all-American candidate. You saw him being the leader of that group on the sideline at the end of the third quarter.
That has to have affected it, taken away his strength for a while anyway.
Again, we'll see the same set. 2nd down and goal. This time Brannion keeps it, and Cody just leveled it.
He powered up.
He did. Whoops. He's a little wobbly again.
He's not right.
No, they got to get him out of there. His teammates are saying, get him out of here.
He is not right. I mean,
boys,
it comes and goes.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't speculate. It could be anything from dehydration to hyperventilation. He could have gotten a hit or something during the course of the ball game.
Yeah.
You just don't know, but it's obvious he cannot stay in this ball game much longer.
Well, when his teammates look to the sideline and say, Coach, get him out of here, that pretty much tells you the story. 3rd and goal. Play fake. Brannion wants to throw. Now he runs, and he won't get there.
Yeah, that's what they lose without Reggie McNeil. To improvise and make something happen when the original play falls apart.
Now you got to take the 3 and hope to get the 7 later. Somewhere along the line, you're going to have a kick or an extra score to try to beat somebody anyway. And they're not close enough to the goal line to do anything but take the field goal attempts here.
Yeah, but don't tell the defense that right now. I don't think they're going to trust. I think that if he kicks it, they'll gladly have him kick it.
Todd Bigram has hit 14 straight field goals. This is a 21-yard field goal attempt, and it's a fake, as Bob said. They come up and throw it. It's a touchdown.
They weren't even rushing. and it works.
Joey Thomas, the tight end. Schroeder, the guy that caught one earlier, throws that one out of his holding position. Now they have faked a punt for a touchdown and a field goal for a touchdown.
They weren't even rushing. They were looking for a fake, and the play was so good that it worked. I'll show you it in a minute.
Now we'll see the extra point. This time Schroeder will not pull it up. We don't expect. He'll put it down for his kicker. And we've got a tie game. What a game. 35-35. The smooching begins. Bob Stoops isn't going to be kissing anybody, I'll tell you that.
I mean, that play was so good. Here you go. Here, look at this guy. The defense is standing up. They're looking for some trick. Let me show what it was. This receiver runs here. The tight end comes behind the line of scrimmage and sneaks behind. Watch this. The tight end comes behind, and there he is right there. He came behind the line of scrimmage out to that area. That's a great play.
Boy, that is some kind of play. And it wasn't a bad throw either, was it?
The receiver on the side goes across field to take everybody with him, and that tight end came from behind the line of scrimmage.
Bob Stoops' reaction.
You know what that's called? That's called field goal safe or punt safe. If you don't want to rush, if you just want to cover everybody and every possibility, that's what you call field goal safe. Defense, stay in the game. And it still backfires on it. Doesn't work. Doesn't work for the defense.
Sure didn't. Two of the gutsy calls of the season made here today, and both end up in touchdowns. Fake punt, fake field goal, both touchdown passes. Here's the kickoff. 3 yards deep, and they won't bring it out. Bradley will take a knee, and Oklahoma will have to work from its own 20-yard line. Let's take a look at the BCS standings, brought to you by Allstate. We talked about this a little bit earlier. Oklahoma right now tied. Auburn has the weekend off. California was winning the last time John and Aaron gave us an update by a point. Wisconsin was winning rather big. Utah plays later, so does Texas against Oklahoma State.
Tennessee losing.
Georgia will move up a little bit, you would think, as they won in a big way on Kentucky. They all want to get to the Orange Bowl. That's Keith Tribble, the executive director. He's here scouting. It just got noisy again, Bob. White to throw. Wilson gets what he can. Got about 7.
And you know what? You know, that was a great call by Coach Franchione. I mean, you know he's ready. He told Swanee at halftime it wasn't a gamble. It was calculated.
Right.
We knew we had it. You know, that whole drive started on the 20, went all the way down the field with their backup quarterback. McNeil wasn't in there. So he can do it with him or he can do it without him.
This is the second week the Sooners have allowed 35 points. Last week they survived Oklahoma State by 3. Can they do it again? Oh, Peterson met in the hole. McDaniel again, the middle linebacker. It has not been a cordial welcome by the Aggie defense to Adrian Peterson today.
Watch McDaniel, 31. The ball carrier is going to go right in here. McDaniel will meet him in the hole.
Oh, man. 8th time, no gain or a loss for Peterson today. Nobody's friendly right now in this building.
How quickly the emotion can change.
Timeout taken by Oklahoma. Jason White upset with some of his troops not being in the right place at the right time. 8:44 remaining in a tie game in College Station. To be honest, I don't know how they do it the whole game. The crowd deafening at Kyle Field. It's 3rd down and 3 Oklahoma. And I'll let the crowd let you know if the Sooners pick up the first down.
because we won't be able to see half the field with all these guys standing up and waving their hankies.
A remarkable run by Peterson. The first time today he showed the brilliance that we've seen through the previous 8 weeks.
That was an unbelievable run. Everybody says he's tough to bring down. He doesn't go down on the first contact. I mentioned earlier, 75% of his 1,200+ yards this year have come after he has been hit by somebody. He got to take care of that football.
You know what, Bob? He does not like to carry the ball in his left hand, even if he's going left. I noticed that on previous and in the Texas game and in the films we've watched. He doesn't like that left hand.
Yeah.
He's got 86 yards, but he's had to pay the price. 26 totes to get it, but that was his biggest run of the day. First down, Oklahoma. Jason White, plenty of time. Gonna go deep. And collision down there, and a flag flies in. Travis Wilson got tangled up with Melvin Bullitt, I think, or Eric Mays. And a penalty marker down.
It's going to be defensive interference, which will be a 15-yard penalty from the spot of from the previous line of scrimmage.
So it's going to put it in the midfield category.
Coach Fran says it uncatchable.
Pass interference on a defense. Number 16. Be a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
On Eric Mays, number 16.
I formation, first down, play action. I couldn't see much of that.
Well, I'm afraid if that receiver had not gotten tumbled, that was still catchable. That wasn't very far over, even where he landed.
I agree with that.
8:08 to go. Oklahoma ball. Season in the brink. If you're an Oklahoma fan anyway, and you're expecting even bigger things than this game.
Oklahoma likes to go I formation and run the football. Fourth quarter.
Peterson broke one tackle, won't get through the second one. Archie McDaniel hit him first, then he got help from his friends. Adrian Peterson, one of the most highly recruited players, obviously, in the country. But you take a look at the Oklahoma Sooner media guide. You turn in there and you go, duplicate numbers.
Where is he?
Right down there. Duplicate numbers. Well, there's a reason. Because their other 28 ain't a bad player either. And that's Antonio Perkins, who's injured, but he's here with his team, and he'll be back, they hope, before the season's over. He's a lot more than a double number right now. He's the man that's going to carry it for them if they're going to get this win. And he looks like he's got the first down there. This is just tough blood and guts football right now. And Peterson's hurt.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get up. That means he's hurt.
It was Archie McDaniel, the middle linebacker, who made the stop again. And we'll get another look at it. Again, he puts that ball in his right hand going the other way. He got hit high and his neck kind of got bashed around and then lands on his face as Mike Montgomery lands his 280 pounds on top of him. They've got him seated, but he's still wobbly.
He also, Bob, came down pretty hard on his knee when he took that shot. They've got everybody around him. He can't get in to see.
If they're trying to stand him up, it obviously has nothing to do with his legs. He may just been knocked woozy.
And the crowd gives him a nice round of applause, and this is a road game.
It's either an arm or a shoulder or a wrist or something.
I think they might be taking him straight to the locker room. They are, it appears. Boy, what a blow to the Oklahoma offense. What you have to remember now is that they have Kewan Jones, who was their starter a year ago, and is one of their junior leaders. He's a much different type of player than Peterson.
It's amazing all the times he has carried the ball this year that he has not been nicked up more than he has. This is his first serious injury, as if that's the case.
And it looks like his streak of 100 or 200-yard games will end today. 97 yards on that 28th carry, but he's injured. And now it's Kewan Jones flanking Jason White in the shotgun. 7 minutes to play. White pump fakes one way, and now he's going deep down the middle again, and it's incomplete. Double coverage down there on Mark Clayton. Appel is shaken up a little bit. The way he's been hitting guys today and having to cover receivers, I don't blame him for limping a little bit too. Second down at 10.
Now this is the time when your senior leadership steps forward. We mentioned 10 offensive starters returned this year. There's a look at Appel going into the locker room. 10 starters returned for Oklahoma. A 60-year Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. Jason White is a leader. Vince Carter, the center. Jamal Brown, Mark Clayton, all those guys senior leaders.
White, deep middle again. Wilson almost had it, but broken up by Eric Mays.
Nice play by Mays to knock that ball away.
Third down and 10. White thought he had him here. What a great play by the defensive back Mays.
He's just a redshirt freshman too, playing for the first time this year, Mays.
At the 40-yard line, second-ranked Oklahoma on the ropes. A third down and 10. They're in Aggie territory. But this is the biggest play of the day so far. White waiting, throws on the run, got it complete. It's Mark Bradley, and he broke free. Touchdown!
What a great play by White. Jason White keeping it alive. He set up in the pocket. He started getting flushed. He scrambled around a little bit, had some time, and got it, threw it on the run.
For the second year in a row, Jason White has thrown 5 touchdown passes against the Aggies. 39-yard touchdown pass, and it's 41-35, an all-important extra point coming up. Mark Bradley, who just caught the touchdown pass, is the holder. DiCarlo in to try to give his team again a 7-point lead. And does. 6 minutes, 43 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. The number 2 team in the country, led by their Heisman Trophy winner of a year ago, have taken the lead one more time.
Let's go back to the touchdown. Bradley's up here. He's going to run a square in, which takes a little while to run. The original line of scrimmage is the 40-yard line. Let's watch what develops. White's back in the protection. He has to scoot up. Now he scoots up, buys more time, and he throws it. He's well short of the line of scrimmage. Here's Bradley going to make the play. So by moving around in the pocket, scooting forward, not going past the line of scrimmage, he buys time for his receiver to come open.
How big have the last 2 weeks been for Mark Bradley? 3 touchdown catches last week, 2 today. The Sooner fans thinking oranges. Of course, they still got some work left to do in this one.
And how big has Jason White been in this game, bringing his team back? He loses his top running back, the guy that's run 1,200 yards and all that other stuff. They score to tie the game. He brings them right back to go ahead.
Carter will bring it out of the end zone, trying to free himself, and he's not even going to make the 10-yard line. It seems like the Sooners, it just breeds the confidence. When they get a big play on offense, it seems like they turn around and make a big play on the special teams right after that. Let's take a look at a potential singular player of the week candidate from today's game. Oh, gee, let me think. How about Jason White?
Yes.
How about buying that time and throwing that pass? His 5th touchdown pass of the day. To vote, text player to 64444 or log on to ESPN.com. Look at those numbers. And I think back again, if you missed Bob and I talking about it earlier, former Sooner coach Barry Switzer came into us at halftime and said, if Jason White wins this game, he might win the Heisman Trophy. There you see him working on Adrian Peterson, who's a guy that'll take Heisman votes from him.
It looks like ribs, some ribs.
Ranyan will run with it, and a nice run it is. Jackson tracks him down. Swanee?
Bob and Brad, they took off Adrian's shoulder pads. and they took off what looked like part of a shoulder strap or harness underneath, and they're reshaping it to fit his shoulder. Now, I'm going to speculate that the injury is not so much his ribs as it is something around his shoulder. He seemed to be trying to work it free just a little bit. He has a flak jacket on that he wears and has worn the whole ball game to try to protect those ribs. But right now, the staff is on the sideline trying to get him padded up, get the shoulder protected, and maybe just kind of immobilizing it to some degree.
Well, it looks like they're trying to get him ready to go back in the game, Lynn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Unless this game goes to overtime, I don't know if I'd use him. Nice pass by Branyan to Daquan Mobley. 14 yards when they needed one, and now they've got a little bit of room to work.
Yeah, this is the second drive that has started inside their own 10-yard line this half.
After they move the sticks, the clock's going to tick down under 5.5 minutes. The pads are going back on Adrian Peterson. They don't have a phone booth here at College Station. And he ain't Clark Kent, but he does some pretty super things. Branyan throws. Lewis had his hands on it. He just couldn't take it with him.
Bob and Brad, let me throw in one other point. On that last touchdown drive for Oklahoma, I don't know how much time that drive took, but one of the benefits of that drive was the fact that Cody was able to get on the bench, and the doctors and trainers looked at him, got a lot of fluids into him, a couple of other things, probably some electrolytes. They checked him out. I'm again going to speculate. It's not a head injury. This staff is too smart to send him out there if he had that kind of injury, but he had enough time to recover and get back in the ball game.
There's Cody right there, standing up, dropping back now.
Second down at 10. In the pocket, and they sack him. It's going to be Burdine that time.
Yeah. Branyan is no McNeil when it comes to scrambling, and that is the big thing that this offense misses. When the play breaks down, he doesn't have the legs of Reggie McNeil.
Coming into this game, Texas A&M led the conference in sacks, and Oklahoma had 22 of their own. They have 3 more today. There you see Reggie McNeil standing with his head coach and watching Ty Branyan try to pull this thing out of the fire. Oklahoma's going to take a timeout. 4:47 remaining. What a ball game. Everybody take a deep breath. It's 42-35 Oklahoma. Welcome back to the BCS Spotlight game presented by ADT. Don't think we could have picked a better spot for the spotlight than Kyle Field and College Station. A&M has given Oklahoma all they want and more, but the number 2 Sooners do have a touchdown lead with 4 minutes 40 seconds, 4 minutes 47 seconds remaining in the ball game. A huge third down right here for Ty Branyan and his offense. He'll work from the shotgun. The Aggies have to have this one.
3-man rush.
Here comes a blitz off the corner. Branyan steps in, fires deep middle, incomplete. Fans looking for a flag, but there was very little contact between Taylor and Brodney Poole. And now A&M's going to have to give it up and hope that their defense can find a way to get it back.
I'll tell you what, we've seen a great game, a lot of good offense, a lot of good defense, but those 2 head coaches that you just saw, Coach Franchione and then Coach Stoops, they have done an outstanding job with this ball game.
Boy, there is no doubt about that. That's Mark Clayton. On 4th and 18, Jacob Young in punt formation. That's the best way to put it when they get ready to kick today. He'll kick it. Clayton with a fair catch call will take it at about the 43-yard line. A 38-yard punt, no return, but good field position for the Sooners, who have a touchdown lead. Our Pacific Live game summary. Jason White to his tight end, James Bubba Moses.
This is going to take a while.
This is going to take a while. Here's another touchdown off special teams. One on a fake punt, one on a fake field goal. That tied the game. But then White bought himself some time with a scramble. Found the open man in Mark Bradley, and Bradley did the rest. Took it to the barn. And that's where we stand right now. And believe it or not, Adrian Peterson is back in full regalia. He's not on the field, but he's ready.
You know what that had to be? It had to be a stinger.
Yep.
He just had a little pinched nerve in his neck for him to act that way, to do what they did, and then come back and be able to play.
Kewan Jones to taking it around the corner. Kewan, a nice run. Knocked down by Japhus Brown. We'll see if Peterson comes back into the lineup. He's 3 yards short of the 100-yard mark. I think Oklahoma just wants to win this football game. They're not worrying about Heisman ballots and all of that right now.
I don't think so either.
They know that they have been in a dogfight. Second down and short. Kewan Jones stays in there as the tailback in the eye. And he'll get the call. Kewan, first down, dives forward and got to the 45-yard line. Foliaki made the tackle, but another first down for the Sooners. Next Saturday, ABC's college football doubleheader kicks off at noon Eastern. You'll see either Northwestern and Michigan or Boston College, West Virginia. And at 3:30, it's Miami and Virginia or Wisconsin, Michigan State, plus other regional action. That's next Saturday on ABC Sports, home of the Bowl Championship Series.
Partner, let me just give a little shout out here. We saw USC last week, and they were darn good. Matt Leinart was really outstanding. But I don't see how anybody can be better than what Jason White has been tonight.
He's been sensational. 5 touchdown passes. Kewan Jones, this time only about a yard for Kewan. And Archie McDaniel made the tackle again.
On the year for Jason White, 25 touchdown passes, 4 interceptions.
And he has thrown, what, 116 passes without an interception.
Yeah.
Those are the comparisons coming into the game.
Right.
You can add 5 more to the 20 on the left side, and we'll see what Matt does a little bit later on tonight. 23-3, Jason White coming in his 26 starts. They do got Jason. Second down and 9. Jones up the middle. Nice run by Jones. He got it down to the 37-yard line, and the clock will continue now to be.
Nice hold by that offensive line. Carter up front, Joseph. Davin Joseph, number 77, and that offensive line is, I think Peterson's coming back in. Yeah, here he comes.
Well, he's probably a carry away from the century mark again.
But Davin Joseph in the middle of that offensive line, one of the guys that will be back next year, was a high school outstanding wrestler. Usually those guys are on the defensive line, not the offensive line.
Third down and 2. Here's Peterson. And he's got the first down, and he's got 100 yards on the day.
He must have talked pretty strong and long and strong to Bob Stoops to say, hey, Coach, I'm ready. Let me go back in.
Coach, I'm ready.
Yeah.
8 straight games of 100 or more. Let's make it 9. And he just has.
Yeah, I'm sure Bob listened only to the doctor and not to AD.
Well, he's back over there on the sideline with a 101 now.
Well, Bob and Brad, this may not have been the flashiest game for Adrian Peterson, but I still contend this is a great ball game for a freshman. To come into Kyle Field, to play one of the most physical games he's probably played all year, and to stay with it, and stay with it.
No doubt about that. And now it's Jones, the junior. Took a big hit. Daniel and Montgomery make the stop. We're down to 2 minutes and 7 seconds, and the whistle will stop play right there. 2:07 remaining in the fourth quarter. Oklahoma 2 minutes away from surviving Kyle Field. We'd like to welcome those of you watching the Oregon-Cal game. This is Kyle Field. 83,000 on hand with 2:07 remaining in the fourth quarter. The number 2 team in the country trailed in this ball game for much of the first half. They have battled back behind the Heisman Trophy winner of a year ago. Jason White has thrown 5 touchdown passes. That's Adrian Peterson. They continue to work on his flak jacket equipment. He just carried a moment ago to go over the 100-yard mark for the 9th straight week. It is 42-35 Oklahoma. And they're hoping that they can continue to think, at least their fans can, about Miami in the Orange Bowl January 4th. 2 years ago here on this field, those dreams died when Oklahoma came in ranked number 1 in the country and lost 30-26 here to Reggie McNeil. Reggie was sensational in the first half today. He got banged up in the second half, and so they have played much of this last quarter with their backup quarterback, that being A&M.
And going in, we said they had 3 games left. This was probably the most difficult one then on the road against A&M. Next week at home against Nebraska, and then at Baylor the following week. And if they win those 3 games, they'll go to the Big 12 championship game, and hopefully for them on to Miami in the Orange Bowl championship game.
This has been the man of the hour, number 18. 6 straight runs on this drive that started back at their own 43-yard line. They've worked it to the 31 of A&M, and they'll keep it on the ground again. Nothing fancy here. Just trying to come off that line and let that clock run.
Yeah, you don't want any mistakes down here. Everybody helmet on helmet. Just don't fumble the ball. Don't drop it on the ground.
A&M takes a timeout, their final one, with 1:59 left. We'll see if Oklahoma can hang on when we come back. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Hummer. Check out the H2 Hummer like nothing else. Pacific Life, offering insurance, annuities, and investments. Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed. Miller, there's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call. And AOL for broadband, proud sponsor of our 1st and 10. Kyle Field in College Station, Texas. Under 2 minutes to play, a 3rd down and 6 for the second-ranked Sooners. The toss to Kewan Jones. He's not going to make it. Nice play by Chris Harrington. So now let's see. The line of scrimmage is about the 29-yard line.
Now the decision whether you let DiCarlo come in and kick it or you go for it on 4th.
Remember, DiCarlo had a chance earlier in the ball game as he trots out, counts off his steps. The miss came from 42 yards in the first half, going the other way. And Mark Bradley is his holder. Oklahoma was a man short on their kicking team, and now they rush on out there. DiCarlo with a flag down now.
Yeah, that'll be illegal substitution, and that'll move them back 5 yards and maybe out of field goal range, because it was going to be a 47-yard field goal before that.
Substitution infraction. Number 38 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
So that makes it goes from a 47 to a 52-yard field goal.
His career long is 46. And now Ferguson comes out the punter. So that changed the complexion of that play. One costly infraction there. So now Ferguson just wants to drop it down inside the 10-yard line if he can. First he's got to handle the snap cleanly.
And just get rid of it, huh?
And get rid of it. A&M's got a lot of guys up there. Off the side of his foot. Takes a great bounce for him, though, and it's fielded at the 11-yard line. As Eric Mays didn't want it to go any farther than that, so he took a chance and got planted by about 4 Sooners on the special teams that'll help him up. Tonight, 2 of the most watched new shows of the season are back-to-back on a special night. At 8/7 Central, special 2-hour encore of Lost. And then at 10/9 Central, the #1 new show of the year, Desperate Housewives. Saturday night just keeps on getting better, starting at 8 tonight, 7 Central on ABC. I'm not going to say anything about Desperate Housewives. I don't know those 2.
How about NYPD Blue?
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a big one on
I'm
Tuesday.
looking forward to that one on Tuesday.
It's going to be a big one on Tuesday as Jimmy Smits returns to
Did you do
Bob
that
and I's
promo?
favorite show.
Did you do that promo?
Yeah, I didn't get around to that. You want to watch on Tuesday night at 10, everybody.
Yeah.
Ranyan in trouble. Scrambles out of it. Got some open field. The speed of Oklahoma trying to get him, but they don't, and he gets a first down. What a great run.
Well, he gets out of bounds, too. He picks up
20
some yardage, 20, and he used up about 15, 16 seconds. They have no timeouts left.
So everything has to be either hurry to the ball, move the chains.
No linebackers left inside to spy him. They don't worry about him because they don't think he can run like McNeil, but he's watched him in practice a lot.
58 seconds remaining, no timeouts. Ty Branyan at the controls in an empty backfield. 5 wide receivers. You see them all there for him.
Here they come.
Here comes the blitz off the corner. Brannion again will scramble. Again he'll run. This time he can't get out of bounds.
Should have got out of bounds.
Nicholson prevents him from getting to the sideline.
The yardage that he may gain running is not as nearly important as saving time by getting out of bounds. He hasn't played much.
Clock winding down near the half-minute mark before this snap. Brannion, look out. Cody nails him. Incomplete. What a hit by Dan Cody. Cody just keeps on coming, lightheaded or not.
Yeah. Cody has played tremendously the second half, as has this whole defense. From this end over here, number 80, he just runs around. Hangartner.
Oh. And Brannion will feel that one tomorrow.
I'm looking at Cody and wondering if there's a little bunny beating a drum somewhere in the stadium.
That's right. Look at those eyes. How'd you like to face that about 75 snaps a game?
When he was on the bench, Brad, you know, one of the telltale signs if a guy's not coming back and he wants to and the trainers don't want him to go in there, is to take your helmet away from you while you're not looking. He had a real good grip on his the whole time.
He's a senior captain. He knows what he's doing. 28 seconds remaining. Second down and 9. Brannion steps up, fires down the middle, almost intercepted. Intended for Irvin Taylor.
Yeah, you've got to make those types of throws and take those chances. Crossing routes where guys can catch and run it, or deep sideline routes, because you've only got 23 seconds and you need a touchdown.
So it's all come down now to third down and 9. It's obviously going to be 2 plays to get the 9, but as Bob said again, the clock very much a factor with 23 seconds remaining. And no timeouts. You got to get the first. Worry about that. Let them move the sticks. They'll stop the clock. Otherwise, think sideline. Brannion steps up in the pocket, flushed, and now he'll run. And he's got the first down and out of bounds. 2 scrambles, one of over 20 yards. That one's 13 more.
No place to throw it downfield. He definitely has the receivers with the speed and big playability. If he could just hit them downfield, maybe a crossing route, and let somebody use their running ability.
17 seconds, all that remains.
Terrence Murphy or Jason Carter. Franks, maybe the true freshman.
They've got it now at their own 48-yard line. They're 52 yards away from forcing possibly an overtime. Trying to spoil Oklahoma's season. Brannion on the run, throws, completes it, out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
They've got a shot for the end zone. They got one shot. They got
9 seconds.
9 seconds.
Remember, they had a Hail Mary that was answered against Oklahoma State.
Brannion's done a nice job.
That was a different quarterback. And now Brannion, who has done a nice job, has a chance to be a miracle worker if he can hook up with somebody in the end zone. 9 seconds left. Out of timeouts. Ty Brannion. And whistles blow. I can hear Reveille barking in the background. And let's see what the flag's about.
Did Oklahoma call timeout?
I don't think they have timeouts.
Head ball. Ball start. Number 75, offense. 5-yard penalty.
Jamie Hightower, the tackle. The penalty will go against him. That'll force a deeper throw.
Yeah, both of these teams, both the offense and the defense, work against this type of play into the practice, into the game, throw it up for grabs, 2-minute drills. All of this stuff is worked on in practice.
Brannion loads it, fires to the end zone's got a trio out there, but he overshot everybody. Rodney Poole knocks it out of bounds. There's 2 seconds left.
We'll get another shot at it. Throw it higher and not so far.
He had Mobley and Murphy and Carter, and he threw it too far. So here it is. The ball game's come down to one play.
You know, when they do this in practice, it's like a lot of fun, because your number one offense does this against your number one defense. And it's a lot of fun for the defensive backs to get back here, try and knock it down, and you guys, but now they're dead serious.
It isn't so fun against the number 2 team in the country. Final play, barring a touchdown. Branyan going deep, left side, 3 guys out there, tipped, almost caught. It was almost caught. And the game is over. And Oklahoma has survived Kyle Field and the Aggies of Texas A&M, but barely. What a ball game.
What an outstanding game.
2 well-coached teams who put a lot of offense together today. And in the end, it was the Heisman Trophy winner from a year ago who proved that he still had the medal. Jason White's 5 touchdown passes is what led Oklahoma to the win. But there's the possibility. It was tipped twice and very nearly a touchdown. So last year there were 77 points in this game, but they were all Oklahoma's. This year there's 77 points scored, and it was split almost down the middle as the quarterback looks on to what could have been. Lynn Swans with Bob Stoops.
Well, Coach Stoops, I don't know how the game went last week at the end of Oklahoma State, how you felt. Well, I'm exhausted watching this ball game.
Well, we're very fortunate. I'm going to steal a phrase from a buddy of mine. The good Lord was smiling on the Sooners today. We were really lucky. And just out-coached. I did an awful job at the end, even with clock management. And, you know, but, hey, we're fortunate enough to win. We got lucky, and we made enough plays to win here in a tough environment, giving up as much as we did. Or give A&M credit. They really played a great game, and Coach Francione and his staff really did a great job.
Coach, they did a great job, but when I talked to you at halftime, you talked about adjusting, coming back. You're only 7 points behind. You found a lot of resolve in Adrian Peterson after being hurt. Cody came back in this ballgame.
That's right. You know, we couldn't play much worse defensively in the first half, and through it all, we end up, as you said, the positive side of that in the locker room was, hey, we're only down 7 points away from home. We can build on that, and then we took the lead back, and, you know, they made some excellent plays, and, you know, some of the fakes, we were in safe situations, safe formations looking for them, but they executed them. We didn't defend them very well.
Well, Coach, this is more than a bump in the road, but you survived it. You're still undefeated, and the dreams are still ahead.
Yeah, we were really lucky today, Lynn. Thank you.
Thank you. Brett?
Bob Stoops, very honest evaluation of this ball game. Our Chevrolet players of the game in this one: Jason White, 5 touchdowns for the 2nd year in a row against the Aggies. Jackson Appel seemed to be all over the field from his safety spot for Texas A&M. In recognition of their efforts, Chevrolet make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Wow, that's about all you can say after one like this. Oklahoma is number 2, but they finished things off when they had to, and they win it 42-35 in a very, very tough spot. ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com. Search ABC Sports. For Bob Greasy and Lynn Swan, Brad Nessler saying so long from College Station, Texas. Again, our final score: number 2 OU 42, Texas A&M 35. Now let's join John Saunders, Craig James, and Aaron Taylor in our New York studio. Fellas.
Brad, thanks a lot. And Bob Stoops is going to carry some good things out of this game. We'll get to that in just a moment. Would you be concerned when you look at your team and know your defense, number 2 team in the nation, has given up 70 points the last 2 weeks?
No, I think what you have to realize is the fact that everybody's got that bullseye on your chest. And if you don't come out and play 60 minutes every game against them, then you've got a chance to lose. And Oklahoma came through today. Why did they come through today? They came through today because of a guy named Jason White. I know you've been talking Peterson, my man. He's a good player. But Jason White pulled him out of the fire today.
He did, but their defense, I would be concerned, John, because anytime your defense is giving up 70 points over 2 games, it means that you have to go out, and Jason White has to produce. He has to go out there. You saw what happened today. Adrian Peterson, he got contained, so the onus was on Jason White. Thank God he's good enough for him to get the job done, but you don't want to have to score 36 points to win.
We're going to read the paper in the morning. You know what it's going to say? Oklahoma Sooners still undefeated.
That's right. Peterson gets his 100 yards again.
Yeah,
so he doesn't come up short on that,
gutsy.
although he was injured.
He's a good player.
You're concerned about the shoulder, but Jason White with the 5 touchdown passes, I will give it to you. He might be the leader in the clubhouse right now. Let's look elsewhere now. Oregon facing Cal, and Cal with a